Yo, this is Brandon Jacobs, two-time Super Bowl champion for the New York Giants. Yeah, you watching FanView podcast. We in the building, baby. Let's go. Game day one. Beat us twice already, so we got to go to Texas Stadium and play in there. We go in there, and that's probably the best win. The whole...
Because it's a divisional opponent.
It's a divisional opponent. Right. They got the number one seed. Jerry Jones, the Dallas fans, they on their high horse, walking around talking about the boys, the boys like Cowboys this, Cowboys that. They was the number one team in the league, the number two team in the league next to the Patriots.
Right.
Yeah, and then we get here and we done played these boys already, and we playing for nothing at this point. We just won the first game, but we ain't really supposed to be here.
Y'all out some money.
Yeah, we gambled all the money. So
Facts.
We went in Texas Stadium and we beat them. I scored a game-winning touchdown. We win the game, and that was the best win that whole time. The Patriots undefeated, win the Super Bowl by winning that game, but that particular win right there was it for me.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. FanView podcast. Y'all already know what it is. I'm that boy Fred.
G Sports back at it.
Hey, man, we got a special guest.
No doubt.
In the building.
Try Paris on.
Stand
up.
I
gotta throw it out there.
You always throwing out the Try Paris.
I gotta put on, man. We doing big things these days.
Y'all don't get no love on the
we getting love now, but we ain't used to get the love like we should have. So I gotta put on when I get a chance,
baby.
And nobody think about the Try Paris in the 20th century. Y'all been up 21st century. Give y'all credit.
Hey, I tell you what, you gonna get your all-star team from Try Paris and come over here and play. I bet it'd be a different outcome. To be little. You be like, whoa.
It might be something. I don't want to take nothing from it. Y'all got some all-stars.
Mm-hmm. We got.
Y'all got some all-stars. I don't want to take nothing from it.
We trending.
They play, bro.
I don't take nothing from y'all.
Yeah, like just the state of Louisiana in general, man. Like I always tell people, like all the time, like ever since I've been away from home, I've been like, bro, listen, like we probably ain't got no powerhouse teams like that, but we got guys that can play. Like per capita, we probably the most, and the most people in the league.
For real,
being a small place, having so many people, man.
It's the mindset.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's the mindset.
Mm-hmm. But y'all already know what it is. Listen, get subscribed. FanView Podcast if y'all on YouTube. FanView Podcast if y'all on IG. It's FanView NOLA if y'all on X. It's still FanView Podcast if y'all on TikTok and anywhere else you can find us. It's FanView Podcast if you're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, you name it, we're there. Don't forget to follow G Sports. Can't help you if y'all need to rock. We all got smart devices, baby.
It's too easy.
Too easy. Get locked in, get subscribed. But some of y'all already know who our special guest is today. Former running back for the New York Giants, Brandon Jacobs, in the building.
Napoleonville on, man.
Yes, sir. You know it, man.
Man, appreciate you coming on the podcast, B. Jacobs, man. Shit, man, I remember coming up under you, going to some of them games on Friday night, just seeing how a physical specimen that you was and how you dominated high school football and in basketball for that matter.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people need to know your story, bro. So we always like to start the podcast all talking about your journey, man. Take us back. Growing up in Napoleonville, small town of 700 people.
Very small.
And some of all the trials and tribulations that you went through, man. But ultimately, the stuff that you went through got you to where you at today.
Well, man, I got this story, man, where, I always try to not tell it because I don't want kids to go this route knowing that they can make it anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm real skeptical about who I tell my story to and the mind frame of the kid that I'm talking to.
No doubt.
Right, because all that matters. If I go tell a kid I've been through all of this stuff, I did all of this stuff, they can be like, man, why y'all yelling at me? This man, he did all of that. He still, man, like y'all back. I don't want that for them. I want them to be able to get a grip on what they got now and take it for as far as they can, man. Like growing up in Napoleonville, man, it was I was a kind of I call myself a troubled kid, not really too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All of my trouble was probably in school. I ain't getting in trouble in the streets. I had to deal with going to jail. You know what I'm saying? I had to deal with like none of that stuff, man. So just the fact of missing school a lot, being suspended from fighting at school, like stuff like that, man. So it just had me continuously getting put out of school. Every time I go back, I get sent home.
Mm-hmm.
So back then, we like school today. They didn't have like school now. They can't leave no kids behind.
Right.
They can't fail no kids now.
Back then they'll fail you.
Back then they'll fail you.
They'll fail you.
So they failed me a couple times, right? And then they was like, he's a lost cause. He's 3 grades behind.
Right.
You know, but just because I'm missing them 20 days, like
Correct.
clockwork, you know, like 20 days, and them days aren't excuse when you suspend it. When you got 6 days here, 3 days here, 9 days, you know what I'm saying? They
add up
quick. Yeah, so
It's true.
So I would be, you know, just they'll bring me back. I wasn't really caring a whole lot about a whole lot of stuff when I was younger, man. And then they just put me like they put me into the system after that with a call special ed. They put me in there like we don't need to deal with him no more. We don't need to worry about him passing school.
Don't tell me you rode the little short yellow bus.
No, I wouldn't. It wasn't like that. It wasn't that special. I still was regular.
Right.
I just had a couple classes.
Nah.
I had a couple core classes that they didn't want to have no problem with me being, you know what I'm saying? So they did that. I wasn't no stupid kid. I was just miss them.
Applying yourself.
Yeah, that's it. So I do that. I come up through middle school, playing ball, dominating.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I played, 1 year middle school ball for real, football. I played my 7th grade year. My 8th grade year, again, I had to go to alternative school before they got going to Assumption High School. So I did that. And but I went into Assumption High School as a special ed student. Right? So I'm going in there, and my freshman year come around. I play. I end up quitting because they put me on varsity and they never put me in a game.
Wow.
They never played me.
And that's when you was playing defense, right?
I was playing defense then. I played some running back then too, but I was just like a fullback kind of for my freshman team.
Right.
So I do that, man, and they like, yo, we want you to come up play varsity. They didn't move me to varsity and let me continue to play freshman.
Yeah.
I was done with all of that, kind of like. It wasn't no like, you gonna play varsity and then you gonna get your shine on Wednesday, Thursday.
Right.
It wasn't like that.
Right.
They just moved me up completely away from the thing.
And back then, Brad Hill was in front.
Hill was there.
Rudy August.
Rudy.
Yeah, good running backs.
Yeah, we had a good squad. Brad was a beast. Rudy was a beast.
Yep.
You know, we had some guys that can go, but I got it. I understood it. So what I did, I'm like, man, I'm out here wasting time out here in all this hot sun. I could be in there working with the basketball team now, coming into my freshman basketball season. I'm out here doing nothing, so I might as well go in the gym. And get better and start getting acclimated with my team and everybody, what we running and what's going on now.
So Tony Clark was cool with it.
We had another dude, Robert Weiss at the time, who ended up going to DeRitter.
Okay.
Right? So TC at the time was in the press box for the football team.
Gotcha. Never knew that.
And TC was in the press box for the football team for a good bit, though, until he got the head coaching job. TC was one of the coaches on for the football team until he got the job.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
TC was a running back, played at Tulane.
I knew that, but I thought he came in at Assumption when you came in as a freshman.
He's been there ever since I've known he was there. So I went in there, played some basketball with Coach Weiss, and I think TC got the job after that.
Gotcha.
Weiss got a job offer from somewhere else. He ended up taking it. And then TC was the coach after that. And never looked back, man. Then I went, like that year, then my sophomore year, I didn't even go out for football. I'm like, I know there's going to be Brad's senior year.
Right. Yep. He going to get all the carries.
Get all, do all of this stuff. They still probably not going to play me, even though they say right now that, boy, we'd have had you and me back then. We'd have beat all that. But they wouldn't have used it.
Back then it was cap.
Yeah.
Back then it was cap.
Back then it wasn't no running back by committee.
No.
You had that one.
You had that one
bell cow.
The carry.
That's how it went down back then. You're right.
They had very few schools who did that. I know at Higgins they had like Jerome Victor and Troy Stackhouse, but very few schools had two guys.
You didn't see
most cases
that was uncommon.
You had one guy and that was it.
Yeah, no, and I was telling Brad, like, boy, that would be sweet, but I don't think they'd have did it like that. I just don't. Because it took them to week 3 to really give me the ball my junior year when Brad wasn't even there.
So Rudy was in front of you then?
Rudy was in front of me then. I was a fullback. Rudy was a fullback for Brad. I was a fullback for Rudy. Brad was 1 year older than Rudy.
Right.
Rudy was 1 year older than me. So I guess they figure out like, man,
That's the rotation.
when he a senior, you're gonna get it. You know,
Mhm.
it'll be all him. So we come in our junior year, and I'm out there playing. You know, I wasn't gonna go out there again because I just lost it for it. I'm like, and my quarterback Herb was like, "Hey man, you need to come out and play." Like
Or
you need to come
Washington.
out- Yeah.
Yep.
You need to come out and play like for real. Like you ain't doing nothing. You might as well come play basketball. Don't stop. Blah, blah. I'm like, all right, cool. And I looked at the line. They're taking physicals. I looked at that. I'm like, whoa. That line was almost from the back gym to the highway. I'm like, bro, no.
Yeah, no
bro.
patience.
Like, what? No. So we just sat there and talked, and before you know it, like we was up there, went through, got the physicals and stuff like that. I had to take the physical anyway, but I ain't had to take the physical that specific day because I won't need it for basketball.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So I stayed there. We was in summer league at the time of basketball. So that's why I was at the school while they were taking physical.
Gotcha.
I started playing football. So we did that, man, and I went out there junior year, week 1, blocking. They ain't really doing nothing. Week 2, we lost week 1, lost week 2, lost week 3. I think those losses were to Thibodeau, St. James, and E.D. White. Those were the 3 losses that we took early on in the season like that. So
Wow.
we go to play Lutcher at Lutcher, and it's like they whooping us too. Like they bruising us. We ended up going. Nope, we lost the first 2 weeks. We beat Donaldson the first week and lost to Thibodeau and E.D. White. That's how it went.
Gotcha.
So we went to Lutcher, played them. They blew us out.
Who Lutcher had at that time?
Lutcher had Thomas Ricks. They had some boys on their team. Thomas was a dog out there, man. So we go out there and we play them and we getting beat. And Don Torres finally said, "Well, let's go and put Brandon in that running back."
But this is what I don't understand, bro. In practice, did you ever get shots in practice to run the ball?
No, it didn't. I run a little 32 dive. That was until we need like a first down. Running it back of the line.
It's mind-boggling that they wouldn't even, at least at practice, let's just see what he could do. And then maybe if he do what he's supposed to do in practice, then in the game we'll give him a shot.
No, they just threw me in there. I knew the plays. It was the same thing. You'll call 24 lead. I'm a fullback on the 2 side. I'm going through the 4 hole as it go.
Right.
Go block that play side linebacker.
Right.
So he put me at running back and go 24 lead. I know he got it, and I'm
Yeah.
got the rock. So it was easy to
make
make
the
the transition.
Yeah.
You know, super easy. And all we did was run the ball, so it was easy. So they put me in. I ended up with like, I'm talking about the second half of the game. And I ended up with like 160 yards. 70 yards, something like that, breaking loose. And they're like, hey, we need to see what's up with this next one.
Right. Nah, for real.
So we went and played, who it was we played? We was coming in the district. It was, I want to say, Terrebonne. Coming in the district at that time. And boy, listen here. Played them at Terrebonne. It was a tough, physical, hard-hitting game. Nick
Kennedy.
Nick,
Gadlin.
Wayne
Jones.
Wayne Jones was out there. Yeah, so it was physical. I ended up with like 200 or something on them. I'm like, oh, here we go. Then we played HL the next week. Ran through them. I ended up with 1,700 yards from the 4th game of the season to the end of the season. 1,700 yards.
So how did they mend that relationship with Rudy?
Rudy played fullback, and Rudy got the ball from so Rudy played fullback, and then when I went out, Rudy get at running back, and then put somebody else.
Okay, gotcha.
Ryan Hughes, somebody like that
At fullback.
At fullback. So
Gotcha.
Rudy still got his. He still got a scholarship to Nichols. You know,
Mhm.
so he got his, man, and
But now the talk around the town is B. Jacobs. Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So it was about me. It was the state Friday night Nightline or whatever you call it, the Friday night football. Well, they would come on there. I sit up there. I'll be watching it. They'd be like, "I'll tell you got something going on down on the bay. I don't know what it is, but this big joker here."
Yep.
And I'm sitting there looking at this. I'm like, I'm on TV. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
And back then, that was your exposure.
That was everything.
That's the only time you get seen on Friday Night Football.
I'm on TV. Oh, this is on. It's on. It was too easy to do all that. 1,700 yards my junior year. Then I came as a starter
Your senior.
my senior year, and then I
Went
ended up
crazy.
with like 3,000.
Went
something like
crazy.
that.
I remember when y'all played Curtis in the quarterfinals. I think you ended with like 175. They say that he had a bad game.
That's
They said Curtis shut you down.
They
like-
said.
Yeah, 175.
175. But that game though against Curtis, though, man, we already knew what was coming that game. First series, they run that little option, man. They run that option, running back at the time.
You went both ways that game?
No, I only play offense.
Okay.
Then one of the running backs got the ball and tried to jump over one of our guys, and he got hit in the leg. And he dropped the ball to break his fall. Ground. Jeremiah Jones scooped it up and ran it 75 yards for a touchdown.
Jeremiah Jones was fast.
They called it back. They're like, then we come around another time, and
like John Curtis.
we get something else that was a long run from I think Tremont and somebody like that, and that one was called back too. And then I had a nice long run when it turns out that one was called back. We were like, bro, ain't no way we could beat these folks in here.
No, that sound like Curtis.
Ain't no way we can beat these folks in here.
Like
Right.
Curtis.
We would have had them 21-0.
Yeah.
Like in the first quarter, like boom, just like that. They had never been like that. They was gonna break their back.
Right.
We was gonna blow them out, and we was gonna go to the state championship and blow Bolton out.
Yeah.
They had already had it figured out. They said, man, these white boys ain't never been hit like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because they had a running back that was black.
When
Outside
Jonathan,
of that,
was it Jonathan Wells?
That Jonathan Wells.
yeah, he was.
Went to Ohio State?
Nah, Anthony somebody.
Anthony Burks.
That's what it was.
Anthony Burks.
Yeah, Wells was already gone.
Yeah.
And they said, man, they got all these. Look at film. They got a whole bunch of white boys out there. Like that's how we was back then. Like, we be talking to the white boys on the team. Like,
Yeah.
the white boys that got out there. See, at least y'all playing with us. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ready. You know.
Ready.
And we got out there, man, and that team was so disciplined. When I tell you that team was disciplined,
T. Curtis.
it was not no jumping off sides. It was no like noise talking. They did what they were supposed to do. They lined up, they ran their play, they got up, got in the huddle, they lined up, ran their play, they ain't say nothing to nobody, never. But like we knew like we was out of it though. You drive down the field 2 out of 3 times, and the third time you in the red zone. But they calling everything back.
Right.
Well, how you supposed to feel about that?
Yeah.
Like you already gave it. You already gave it your. You done gave it your first quarter. We done gave y'all everything we got. Usually we'll be up 21-0.
Right.
And the team done quit. Now y'all calling everything back, and y'all keep giving them reason to fight. Like we know we can't win this game. Now they go and score. They 7-0. They go to the second, and they score again in like the third quarter. It's 14-0. Then we go and score 14 straight points, and it's 14-14, and they end up scoring 2 more in the fourth quarter off a fumble.
Yep.
It was a fumble on kickoff return or something like that. We had they got it, ran 2 plays. It was like that. So we ended up losing 28-14. And man, that was just like I was so heartbroken. I'm like, man, we should have beat this team.
Real talk.
We should have beat this team. Like they wasn't like they was a good team because they were disciplined, but they ain't have nobody out there that you would sit in the stands and be like, man, that man is cold blooded.
Yeah.
You got them players you sit up and look at like,
yeah,
he feeling it.
Yeah.
They have nobody like that we had to watch out for.
It's a disciplined team.
It's a disciplined team. They had 100 kids on the sideline. Yeah, it's a disciplined team.
Now I know you were super confident in your abilities, but did you expect to rush for 3K and 38 touchdowns?
I expected to work. Listen. I should have had 2,000 the year before playing 7 games,
right,
or 6 games,
right.
So I had already had it in my head. Like, man, it was way too easy last year. So the year before, we go out east and play against Sam Houston in the first round of the playoffs. I get the ball first play, touchdown, 80 yards. Then we stop. Then we come back around again. I get the ball 20 yards, and they horse cut. Like before the horse collar.
Yeah, yeah.
Before the horse collar was a real horse collar, they pulled me back, fractured my ankle. I tape it up. I tried to get in the game and play. I just wasn't done doing. Like I couldn't do it. I got in there. I got 2 or 3 carries, and I'm like, started hobbling. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't do nothing. So we ended up losing that game because we didn't play good defense. We should have won the game 7-0 for real. But I needed a week on his ankle so I could try to mentally figure out how I'm gonna go out here and do it. You know what I mean? I just mentally didn't have it in me right then and there because that just happened. I'm like, I need to figure out what I could do to keep some of this pain down so I can get ready for next week. And we ended up losing the game, man. So
your senior year, man, you go crazy. Everybody talking about Brandon Jacobs. You know, you got people saying that they didn't know if you was gonna be a running back or defensive lineman on the next level. Take me through that process, man. Once you started getting recruited, because I know LSU wanted you,
Yep.
but they wanted you to play DN or linebacker or something
That
like
was
that.
interesting, man, because I get there and I'm running the ball, and like now you got all of these college coaches is coming to Assumption Parish, bro. Like Brad was good, he was real good when he was there. He rushed for like 2,500 yards himself. You know what I'm saying? But we never really had like
a household name.
I had like national attention. Like I had like I was ranked up like the best running back in the country.
Yeah.
Right.
And then so all of these schools are now coming to Assumption. All of this stuff is going on. I got Bobby Bowden. I got
You got FSU.
I got everybody.
Nick
Saban was right there.
Right in the backyard at LSU.
Davis from
That's when the U was the
he was at Miami from that. Like he would come, like Bobby, like Petrino, like he come. Joe Paterno was in.
Penn State.
Yeah, I had everybody. Like everybody was coming there, and I was like, man, these people coming to see me. And they started talking. Running back. Nebraska was there. Like I'm talking about, if you could think about a
Nebraska was legit at that time. Like, Eric Crouch had just had one that in 2001.
You could name the coach. He was there. I had so many people come and sit at our table, eat dinner at our house when I was in high school. It's not even funny. Like I used to have people walking through. We had this little alley on the street called it Crack Alley. So all the people that they would hang out there, man, they see Nick Saban, all these people pull up and they'll come up there and be like, man, I want a scholarship too. I go, I want a scholarship too.
They ain't just seeing that in a small town like Fullerville.
He wouldn't be that good if it wasn't for me.
Right.
I'm the reason why, that's how they're coming up and this man looking at.
They're like,
yeah. So I'm like, I'm getting in there talking and Nick Saban like, man, you one hell of an athlete. I don't really see a whole lot of people like you with the size and the speed and the agility that you bring. There's so many things on the football field that you can do right then and there. I knew.
Yeah, I know. Running back ain't it.
So you kind of took offense to people saying that.
Yeah. I worked hard. I worked real hard at my craft.
Yeah.
Right. I beat on my craft consistently every day. Like every day, you can ask anybody. When I got serious about football, the times I had to myself, I was running.
Right.
I'm doing push-ups. I was running up levees and doing stuff like that while everybody else is.
You took it serious.
Yeah, I took it serious. I had nothing else going on. I'm like, I'm going to do this. I wouldn't, I focused. I just locked in because a lot of people do when they get to high school, say like with women. Well, I did that at 12, 13.
Right.
So that was like,
out of the way.
You know what I'm saying?
Out of the way.
I was out of the way. I hadn't did that, so that was the thing. I had somebody I was talking to at the time, but that was the farthest thing away from my mind. Like I ain't even worry about that. I know what that's like.
But when you get out of high school, obviously in your situation, you end up going with the community college,
Coffeyville Community College, because go back to the whole special ed thing. That's how that ended up hurting me, right? So I go back. You go back to that. Now they're just passing me through grades. I don't have the proper credits I need. I ended up taking the ACT. I was 1 point shy of being eligible with that, but still in all, I had a Fugazi GPA.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was a Fugazi GPA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Where we at?
So, all those schools that came to Assumption, when they see I wasn't going to be eligible,
we're gone. Out.
Over with.
Out.
So how did that make you feel?
Well, it did make me feel one way or another. I'll tell you why, because I needed that to happen. I know I couldn't go to all of them. But with that being said, I still had 2 schools that was in there on me, and that was Auburn, and then that was Nebraska. That's the other 2 that was going to place me in junior college. Not even LSU had an opportunity, had a plan for me, right? So they're like, man, you're not eligible, but any time my institution can get out of you is good.
Yeah.
So okay, you will go to junior college and you could come back with possibly 3 years or come back with 2 years. If it's 2 years, we are thankful.
Right.
If it's 3 years, we are more than thankful.
Right.
Anytime we can use or have a person with your ability to be a part of our team, we're going to take it. So Auburn got me placed, and I committed to Auburn. So they got me placed in Coffeyville. I went over there. Now I'm talking about survival of the fittest, like survival of the fittest. For real, like
raining every day.
but if you think about this, and I try telling this to people.
JUCO grimy, dog. JUCO grimy.
JUCO super grimy, and guess what? It's all the kids that didn't qualify.
They didn't qualify.
Yeah. So you know what type of. So you know what they was on.
Right.
You know what they was on. Like they like.
I'm him too.
Like what we doing?
What we doing?
like I'm from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I don't even know nothing but all that, bro. But I ain't playing them games though.
Right.
I don't know nothing but all this finger moving and all that stuff you got going on. Where I'm from, we don't do nothing like that.
Right.
You know, I ain't bothered. All this stuff, man.
He was focused.
Yeah. So all of these guys, all these kids is coming in from these different states, these different hoods, like to compete. We only was supposed to have 55 people on the team total. 12 out of staters. Just 12. And we had, just in my class, we had 40 on campus alone. Right?
Damn.
40 of them on campus. So we like, okay. I went to spring. As soon as basketball season was over my senior year, I went to college.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because again, I'm going to school here for nothing.
Right.
This is
waste of time.
Making sure I got something to do till 2:30.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Football season over. I'm going to school, still sitting in these same classes. So they was like, what we want you to do. So Auburn was like, we want you to go. We want you to move to Kansas now. This is a little kid now.
Yeah.
Still in high school. You know, like these kids going now at midpoint.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still in high school, like you're gonna stay on campus. You're gonna stay on campus free of charge, and you're gonna go to high school in Coffeyville, Kansas. So all the stuff you had over there, we're gonna get that stuff figured out, and we're gonna get that converted into something
They really wanted you.
use. So I said, you can't get it converted. The work got to be done. So I sat up there and I did 6 to 7 months of schoolwork, passed everything, flying colors. So I wasn't stupid.
Right. You
But not you had a motivating factor.
Right. Like I got these A's in here helping me, trying to teach me what's working. They never taught me nothing in school for real.
Right.
You know, so these A's helping me. So I ended up getting my high school diploma. This is the route I was gonna go for a GED, or you can go this route for a diploma. I said, man, I just want to go get everything. So I did that in like 6 months span. Coming into training camp, I'm eligible now.
Right.
You know, I'm eligible now, so I'm good to go. And I'm in there. I'm at Coffeyville, so I make the team because I was there before all the other freshmen.
Right.
I went through spring practice.
Yeah.
The running back coach telling me he gonna redshirt me because he got a better guy coming in.
Come on.
All that type of stuff. Yeah, he was like, but I love Coach Rose to death because he motivated me too.
Okay.
You know, and I'm going to redshirt you, big bastard. You know, I'm gonna show you something, bit like going off, like
yeah.
going like.
Wait, was he doing it because he really felt like that, or he was doing it to push you?
I think it was more to push me.
Gotcha.
Because I think he knew what he had in me, and he was like, I know I'm not going to end up redshirting this fucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
but I need something to motivate.
Yeah.
If I don't do that, then he gonna get relaxed.
Right. So they had another one coming who was the number 1 running back in Missouri, Damian Nash. Damian Nash was nothing short of a dog. Smart. Was a couple points short on his ACT. Committed to Missouri out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was out of me and him. And a cat by the name of Shamar Bracey was in the music and all that. I made it. Nash redshirted and Shamar redshirted. Them boys, you know, was good. Like Shamar was a big back, kind of like me. He ran a 4.3 40.
Oh,
but I had Shamar was like 6'2", 6'3", about 225.
Damn.
200 pounds, like something like 215. I say somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But he ran a 4.3. He was a big old running back that was fast.
Right.
But he was straight ahead. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Nash was another guy that was running 4.3. He got some quicks to him. Acceleration was good, but I knew the plays.
That's the advantage.
Right. That was the only advantage I really had. You know, until I actually started to play. And I was like, man, he could change direction. He a big dude. Like, I ain't running 4.3. Might have ran a 4.4 at the time, 4.5.
Right.
But I was changing direction, cuts, doing stuff like that. So when it came time to make the team, I made the team. And
so you thought it was a question that you wasn't gonna make?
Yeah, I thought it was a question I was gonna make because
of the
guys I had with me.
So you thought it was a chance they could send you back to Napoleonville?
Oh no, they were gonna keep me redshirt, man.
Redshirt
me the next year.
Okay, I got you.
I got you.
I got you.
No. They couldn't do that because Auburn did whatever they did to get me there.
Right.
They were gonna make sure I get back there
Right.
with eligibility.
Right, no doubt.
So you
Whatever
played,
happened.
So you played 1 year there,
Not
No,
played
2 years. 2
you
years.
played 2 years there,
Went crazy 2 years.
and then you went to Auburn.
Then I went to Auburn.
So you,
No.
you get to Auburn what 2000 and
I
what?
get to Auburn in 2000 and I get there at the end of 2002, like around this time.
Around this time.
I get there for bowl practice and stuff
Right.
like that. They playing Penn State, so
And you with 2
got-
other dogs.
they got Larry Johnson. So Penn State got Larry Johnson.
Yeah, then they like Larry Johnson. You got Cadillac and Ronnie.
That's right. So what they did with me though, them bowl practice, like when I got there, they put me on number 5. And like, you gonna be Larry Johnson. You know, Larry Johnson was big physical
Big
back.
physical back.
So this is a perfect setup for us. We got
Right.
this guy of our own coming here. Boy, ran that guy. I was out there running against that defense. They were like, boy, this man is something different.
Yeah.
I was hungry. Now I finally made it to this place
Yeah.
that I could be on my practice field and look to the right and I see a big ass stadium.
SEC.
SEC. I'm here. I did it. Everything I've been working for
At the
now.
time, Auburn had
is
some
here.
dogs.
So I get there. They got Ronnie Brown. They got Cadillac
Cadillac.
Williams. Now, I knew they had them,
Right.
but Auburn did so much for me coming out of high school.
Right. The
So I felt
loyalty.
like I owed
You
them.
owed it.
I owed them. Well, at least one of my 2 years,
Yes.
I got you.
I got you.
So I went and I competed. I did great. I did great. But they had Lack was there. He was a starter. He had been killing it the year, since the year before. And Ronnie was coming on. So I'm here and I'm like, just here. I would get in some games and some games I wouldn't get in. Like coming
Right.
from being a number 1 player in the country in junior college,
Yep.
right? Like led the nation in rushing
Right.
and to come
Yeah,
to do this
to do
now.
this.
I'm
Did you ever complain, like in
No,
meetings or
I never complained. I never did nothing. I didn't never. I just
no bad body language?
no bad body language. I took advantage of my opportunities in practice. I doing special teams, like stuff like that. So I was out there running around.
Wow.
So I
Be the
ain't
teammate.
complain like, yeah.
Be the
So
teammate.
I ain't made no real mark. When I started to come down after the season, and I start talking about, possibly transferring. Well, Coach Tuberville looks at me and says, "Hey, go try to play this position." I'm like,
But
What?
that was a popular thing at that
Here we
time.
go.
People trying to get people to flip position,
change position.
to change position to get on
Yeah.
the field.
So he talked about like outside linebacker. So I try to play it.
So I ain't know that.
Yeah, I go try to play it. And
What, in spring?
Yeah, Coach Witt was the linebackers coach.
Mhm.
Love Coach Joe Witt. Good dude, solid dude. So I'm over here and we in practice. Now, I don't know how to play linebacker. I don't know the first thing to do to play. I know how to feel his hole.
I know for this whole.
I know if I see that fullback, step toward that hole and hit him in his mouth. I know that much, right?
Right.
But I didn't know how to practice.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
know,
sense. Right.
I ain't know how to
Yeah,
practice.
that's
Like,
right.
so wide receiver come across the middle, they get decapitated. Like that. I'm sitting there outside linebacker and I see the quarterback come up, take a 3-step drop and look outside. I say, oh. Damn it.
That's a no-no.
They took me from there and Coach Witt said, this man is not a linebacker. He need to play running back. I was too dangerous to be out there playing like that.
Right.
Side. Come back and running back. He started talking about tight end. Go try to play tight end. So that's when I told him, I'm just going to try. I
Right.
tried linebacker. That didn't work.
Right.
Which I thought I could have been a really good linebacker. But Witt just was like, no. I was
At the
like,
time that they didn't
not
have
a
Carlos.
practice.
Didn't they have Carlos Dansby?
Carlos Dansby was there, yeah. That was his senior year.
Yeah, they had some.
So, no, he had just left,
He
actually.
just left.
So they wanted me to really replace him. And I'm like, try to get me to go play tight end. I'm like, man, I'm just going to transfer, coach. So he got in his feelings like real bad, telling me how I wasn't going to be able to play in the NFL at my height. I'm doing all of this to play running back for nothing. You're too tall.
More motivating
You're
factors.
this, you're that, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. Like everything, like,
Bulletin board material.
I'm like, I get it. But I've been working real hard at running back, coach. So I think I want to try to
Running back.
create a path where I can play running back. So I went to junior college already, so I know I had that 1 year left and I had a redshirt year left. Everybody was trying to tell me, man, you need to come down to LSU. They had Ali Broussard.
Yeah, they had
And they had Justin Vincent, I think, at the
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
So you need to come to LSU, and come play there and then, sit out a year and then come back. I said, sit out. I'm not sitting out of nothing. I was looking at Southern Illinois because when I went to Southern Illinois, I had a lot of boys I played junior college ball with from there.
So you had some familiarity.
There, and the
Yeah.
coach that got the
Yeah,
D-line
yeah.
job over there. So they, like 5 or 6 of the players I played with and the coach went up to
Right.
Southern. So I was looking at them and I was looking at McNeese. and I know because McNeese had Vic King at the time.
From South LaFush.
Tyler Bush.
Yeah, they had him over there at the time, and I think he was a little older than me. So I was just looking at them two schools, and I ended up going to Southern Illinois. I'm like, McNeese is okay, but then Coach Kidd had already turned Southern Illinois around, so I went with my boys. Went over there, played 1 year. I ain't care. I rushed for like 1,000 yards.
Right.
I was playing.
That's
the
the
big
point.
difference is sitting on the sideline with all of these people around you. Yeah,
Right.
You know, you mesmerized by the noise, like that,
Right.
like because this is what you always wanted. But then I went from 85,000 to 17,000.
Right.
Sometimes it would pack, sometimes it wouldn't. But it was business at that point.
Right.
Like, I know what I need
He was
to
on
do.
a mission.
Yeah, I know what I need to do. So I went out there. I switched. I split time with another running back, came from Coffeyville, who was actually red-shirted behind me at the time. My sophomore year at Coffeyville, he was a freshman.
Right.
He was a redshirt freshman.
Right.
So I went on to Auburn, and then he went on and played.
He played.
Then he went to Southern Illinois, and I met him there. And I rushed for 1,000. He rushed for 1,000. You know,
You played with Darren Marquez?
Darren out there.
Old liner?
Yeah. He Celebrity came out there. Derek Belton was from Eric. Craig Turner was
from Hornville. Yep. So you had some blue boys out there.
So I had them boys.
Yeah.
I had them boys. Them boys like followed me around. Like they was like, cause it ain't like this is like, man, we know about you from high school and all the stuff you did. So like they like followed me.
They gravitated towards
me. I couldn't go nowhere, and they weren't there.
No doubt.
They'd be at my house sleeping on the couch. Like I have them three jokers with me all the time. Like they was my kids, like spending my money on them, getting them burgers and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So ended up doing that, man, and playing Southern. And I started my pre-draft training and didn't know what round I was gonna go in, but I know I have no more eligibility. So didn't know what round I was gonna go in. I gave the combine. I played in the East-West Shrine game. They started saying he's a small school guy. You couldn't play at Auburn, you're a small school guy. So East-West Shrine game was the game next to
the Senior Bowl.
And it was all D1. And they picked some guys who they thought they had a chance. Man, I got the MVP of that, ran through all of them. And they were like,
Back then, the East-West Shrine games, that stuff mattered. Even the Senior Bowl, but the practices mattered. The games mattered.
It was scouts. It was scouts everywhere out there.
Because see, back then, if you was over 6'2", they were saying that you was too tall to play running back. I think Eddie George kind of started changing the stigma. Eddie George was a big back.
6'3", 240.
Yeah, but I remember when you was coming out, that's what, like, when I used to watch the pre-draft and look at stuff on ESPN, they would always say, yeah, he's a great athlete, could run, blah, blah, but he's too high. He's going to run, they're going to kill him in the NFL.
Everybody looking for that Terrell Davis, Marshall Faulk, Warren Dunn.
Yeah.
That stature, height of running back.
Yeah, so that was a concern, but was it a concern for you? Going to the league knowing that you about to go against grown men and people saying that you too tall to play running back in the league.
Bro, when I got in the league and the Giants drafted me as a running back, that's all they would talk about. He's too tall. They're going to get his legs. They're going to do this. He can't bend. Now, mind you, bending don't necessarily mean, for me anyway.
Right.
If I drop my shoulder, even though if you under me or not, I got my force going that way.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you under me, but I got my force going like this way, and my feet is planted on contact, same foot, same shoulder type stuff, right?
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, you under me, but I just ran completely through him, and he was here. I got enough of him,
right,
and that's how I would do it. And be like, how you doing this to people? They way lower than him. Like, why you doing this to people? So people would say he can't get down, and I started doing working on my hips in off season, doing stuff like that.
Hip mobility.
So I started getting down with him and being able to change direction, like the Warwick Duns, and people like that. And I could still run through you and run away from me. So I added all that to my game. Like by the time I was done adding to myself, Tiki had retired.
Yeah.
He retired. It was my turn, and then that was it from there.
Do you think that I tell people this all the time. A lot of kids that I mentor that's getting ready to go to the league, I always say, you're only good at your situation, right? You went to the perfect situation. Bro, look at the type of veterans you went into with Antonio Pierce, Michael Strahan, Tiki Barber, even though, he ended up leaving after, 2 or 3 years? 2 years. Yeah, Plaxico Burress. You got a no-nonsense coach like Tom Coughlin, who has that military background.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that played a big role into why you was able to have so much success in the league? Because like, think if you'd have went to somebody like back then when the Saints was bad.
Yeah.
If you went to an organization that didn't have good veterans, do you think your career would have played out the way it played out?
I'd just be a guy that played in the league.
That's
It's a program, franchise matter, man. Like the New York Giants, second to none, man. They take care of the players. You know what I'm saying? I was in a really good situation there.
Mm-hmm.
Just being in the city, just being around, and people love you. Like, I was an unusual guy to play my position.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got drafted, them I all gravitated to me, like
everybody just kind of like just
that dude,
get swamped on you.
Yeah,
and you got to watch how those veterans move.
Yes.
Shows you how to be a pro.
Got to watch how the veterans move. I watched them do good stuff. I watched them do bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? All of them. We didn't have social media back then. They kill these kids nowadays for some of the stuff they do.
Mm-hmm.
But bruh, it's
way worse. It's way worse because we didn't have those cameras.
Yeah, like
devices.
they didn't got all
every
that.
little thing that y'all did and was doing.
Yeah, like, man, these boys was, man, listen, like, me, number one, I was a street racer back then. That's what I did with my time. All these boys out here going out, dropping bread. I got 4 or 5 homeboys I know got 1,000 horsepower cars. We going out there. We gonna race. Woo! So that's what I what I would be doing while they out. I do that because that's what I gravitated to. I got into speed, got into being a gearhead. You know, buying a car, like, and I bought a Bentley, which got me into speed.
Right.
V12 twin turbo, sit you back in your seat until I pulled up next to a dude with a GTR. Right. And I'm like, woo. I'm like, hey, let's do that again.
Right.
I got
the GTRs came out 2009.
He was infatuated with it.
Yeah, like something happened. I don't know how you beat this car.
Right.
But I couldn't take into. I was green. I just had money. Right. I just know, man, this car's almost 5,000 pounds. It's 600 horsepower. And this car's 3,500 pounds with twin turbos, a V6. So that car way lighter. Man, you beat me again. The next 2 days after that, oh my got me. Got me one.
Find the nearest Nissan dealership, please.
Yeah, so I went and got me one of them, man, and then I found out a little bit more about it, and you could put more power into it.
Right, yep.
Man, I sent that thing to Chicago to AMS. They sent that thing back with like 800, 900 horsepower. I was the man.
It was on then.
Then I sent it back again once I beat it again. I sent it back again. I'm like, we're going to keep on going. We're going to see. And them folks had money, you know. It was like, you know, yeah. So we just kept going. So that's kind of what I did with my time. So now that I'm 41 years old and I'm done playing, like I said, I was a street racer when I was in Never got caught, never even. We had people on our side to help us out, to help us do stuff like that, man. But it just being over there, man, and winning 2 Super Bowls, right, bro. It was second to none for real. Like being like nowhere else.
I'm saying you won 2 Super Bowls,
some classic Super Bowls,
classics. You need to talk about that, man. Talk about the experience.
I need to hear about, man. You went against the GOAT.
Because
the GOAT. You went against Brady.
In that regular season, I think if I recall correct, y'all lost to the Patriots. At the last game of the season. Last game of the season, y'all lost to them. I think y'all lost for 35-17. Y'all lost.
No, it was 35-31.
35-31.
You had them beat.
Moss caught a long pass.
To
win the game.
So y'all lose to them in the regular season, but y'all rematched them in that Super Bowl. Talk about leading up to that Super Bowl. Like,
and y'all was a wild card team both times, right?
The first time we
9-7.
No, first time we were 10-6.
Second time 9-7.
Second in the division. So
but y'all was on the road.
We was on the road.
We was on the road. Both times. Talk about that.
No, the first time we was a wild card team. You're right.
First time the wild card team.
First time we went to Tampa, went to Dallas, then went to Green Bay. And then
that was some, bro. That's unprecedented.
Yeah.
To
do that twice. And then end it beating the GOAT.
Not just that, but that first year they won. Y'all understand? The Patriots are undefeated. They lost a game.
They were setting records.
Tom Brady wins MVP. Moss has 22 touchdowns. Brady got 48. You know.
Then they had Corey Dillon too, huh?
No, they had Kevin Falk. Corey had left the year before that.
Okay.
So Kevin Falk was there actually.
Yeah,
Mr. Utility.
Yeah. Doing everything,
running the ball between the tackles and third down, and motion them out to start catching little passes for first downs. Just super utility,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Returning kicks and punts and stuff like that. Like he did everything for them. So they had a real good team. They didn't have no real like Like they didn't have no like that Moss. They didn't have
Yeah, Moss.
nobody else out there that'd be like, bruh, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we played them and we had them beat.
Yeah, I know y'all had him in the regular.
Came back and won the game at the last minute. We couldn't get nothing going. Lost the game and we knew right then like we in the playoffs already. They don't want to see us come through. They don't want to see us, so we go and we play Tampa. Tampa just won 12. They won 12 games. They won their division that year. You know, they had a good team. We went down there, beat them. Then Dallas had beat us twice that season already in 2
divisional opponent.
Yeah, 1 blowout and 1 was just a regular game they won. Beat us twice already, so we got to go to Texas Stadium and play in there. We go in there, and that's probably the best win. The whole
because it's a divisional opponent.
It's a divisional opponent. Right. They got the #1 seed. Jerry Jones, the Dallas fans, they on their high horse walking around talking about the boys, the boys. Yeah, the boys like Cowboys this, Cowboys that. They was the #1 team in the league, the #2 team in the league next to the Patriots.
Right.
Yeah, and then we get here and we done played these boys already, and we playing for nothing at this point. We just won the first game, but we ain't really supposed to be here.
Y'all out some money.
Yeah, we gambled all the money. So
facts.
We went in Texas Stadium and we beat them. I scored a game-winning touchdown, win the game, and that was the best win that whole time. The Patriots undefeated, win the Super Bowl by winning that game, but that particular win right there was it for me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that game right there. But going through. So we beat them, and we going to Green Bay. Got my homeboy Tremont playing.
Tremont. How was that, bro?
Man, it was great, man.
Especially for the city of Napoleonville.
Yeah, it was great because it was a situation where we was at the same high school together. We was the same age. Now, you had this long road to where you had to go to make it.
Because this path was different than yours.
Yeah, path was way different than mine. He ended up playing 15.
Yeah, a hell of a player.
Right.
Hell of a player.
Was a key factor.
Didn't he walk on
to about 11, 12 years of him playing? He walked on in Louisiana Tech.
Walked on in Louisiana Tech,
He earned a scholarship and got picked up as a free agent in Houston.
Yep.
They picked him up as free agent in Houston.
Right.
Then they let him go, then Green Bay put him on their practice squad.
And I think how he got his shot, I think either Al Harris or Mike McKenzie. One of them got hurt.
And they moved him up.
And he was the nickel guy. Yep. And that's how he started balling.
Nickel guy, man. That joker came in there and ended up getting him a job like that. So, playing against him, I think I got a picture somewhere too where I show him diving at my leg.
Gotta put that in your man cave.
So it was fun, man. Like going to play them, it was negative. Now being from here now.
Right.
It was negative, I don't know, 20, 21 degrees out there, man.
I'm out. Too cool.
It was so cold out there, man.
That's the game when Corey Webster caught the pick.
The pick
in the game?
Yep.
Oh, Boo Boy.
Yeah. We all over the place. I'm telling you. So, we play that game. It's cool. I don't really do nothing. I have this game like 16, 17 carries, like 60, 70 yards, like one of them.
Grinding out game.
Yeah, one of them. I might not have that many for real, but we go and we win that game, and we're like, here we go. Here we go.
Stage 6.
We should have beat these boys the last time we played them. Went back and looked at everything we done wrong. I'm like, I know we committed that many penalties.
Right.
Boy, I know we did that. That was 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We ain't thinking. Went back and watched that film. I'm like, wow, we got a second down and 2 right here. If we don't get this person to foul. Now it's second down.
It's in football.
Playing behind the sticks.
Yep.
Yeah, like you got another situation where, it's gonna be third third down and 4. We got the ball right here on the 20-yard line. We gonna get 3.
False start.
False start. Then you get a holding call like after the false start. That's 15 more yards.
15 yards.
So that things like that.
They got you feeling confident going into this game.
Man, if we don't get this, we don't get that, we beat them.
We beat ourselves.
We went right. They ain't took it. They ain't beat us. So we lined it up, man. With the low-scoring game, the first time we got to the first drive, we took 10 minutes on the clock, and we ended up taking 3 points from the from there. We start out. Then they get the ball, they go down there, and then they get stopped. Then we get the ball, they stop us. Then they go score with Mars. It's 7-3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they go up again. They kick a field goal. It's 10-3.
10-3.
Then we get the ball, we go score. They go going back and forth. They sacking Brady. It was tough. It was tough.
Yeah.
game.
That front four was
That
tough.
front four was tough.
Y'all had the blitz.
Kept us in the game, man.
Did not have the blitz.
It kept us in the
4-man
game.
pressure, bro.
Yeah.
So,
And that was the key to beating Brady. Like, if you could get the Brady without blitzing, you had a chance. And that's why, I don't know if you remember, but it had some people, like some analysts, I can't remember who, but I remember watching leading up to the Super Bowl, and they were saying they thought the Giants could win simply off, they thought, because they could get 4-man pressure without having a blitz.
You had OC.
we had him running for his life.
Justin
Tuck. Then you had Matthias Kiwanuka. I think he was a part of that D-line, too. I mean, y'all had some guys.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey, bro.
Then you got Antonio Pierce.
Tony Pierce.
Getting all the checks. It
was a really good team, man. Like you said, the D-line, they would always have to keep an extra person in to protect, because then we started realizing, like, they can't block these front four.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to bring Jabril Wilson. We're going to bring the safety.
Mm-hmm.
So now they got to single up everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. It was just jailbreak from there. He was throwing the ball on his back heel, like everything. Like,
and then on third down, they come in with that NASCAR package.
Mm-hmm.
It was over.
Twist.
It was over. It was over.
So it was quite interesting, man. That we go. I get a 4th and 1 in the game. We was a 4th down and 1. I got was Super Bowl 4th and 1 is on me.
Yeah.
The lights big.
I got this.
Let's go.
I got this. Like Luke P. Fiasco said.
Yeah.
You want to be a superstar, baby? Here you go.
All right.
So I got that first down, man, and I knew right then. Then David Tyree made that catch.
Oh my God.
Makes that catch.
David made that catch, or the ball come.
It
slipped through his hands, but he able to keep one hand on it.
That's crazy, dog.
Come down on the ground. Then he get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
you make that catch.
moment.
Bro, David probably dropped every pass in practice that week.
For real?
Probably dropped every pass in practice that week.
And Eli had to let it go because he was running for his life on the play, scrambling.
He should have been sacked.
He should have been sacked.
Yeah, he had to let it go.
David was dropping easy passes in practice. He it just wasn't there. Like, he just one of them times,
Right.
Just one of them practice where it was just like, because he was already the fourth wide receiver.
Yep.
Like, David Tyree was a special team ace.
Yep.
Right.
You need a +10 downer. Jeff Fiegel was one of the best punters in the league at the time. You want a +10 downer, and you get David out there as a gunner.
Yep.
Guess what? He going down there on the 2 or 3 yard line.
Right.
Every time.
Mm-hmm.
Every time. He running down, getting tackles on kickoff, punt return on getting tackles. He's blocking punts. Like, he was that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was that guy. We didn't use David consistently as a wide receiver,
right?
But we did sometimes. And just in practice, he wasn't there. He wasn't mentally focused. But in the game, he made that catch. He caught a touchdown pass in the game too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it was that, man. But once David made that catch, and then we come up, we got the first down. We run another couple plays. Then we coming up, and I'm saying, okay, man, they usually running this blitz right here, this specific part of the field, and it's down. So I see the safety tilts back there. I'm like, okay,
Classical gonna be singled up.
I see. He gonna be singled up, and I see the free safety kind of go to the middle of the field, kind of away from where Plexico was.
Right. Stake.
So I see the strong come down and the free go back. Eli had to rename the mic because now it's the extra guy on the block.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got this guy in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I got him. Then I got Forces, which is any player, DB, where Eli renamed his mic, that made Rodney Harrison come down as he still was a safety.
Right.
Because the mic call could make you
Mm-hmm.
the middle of the 3, Mike, Sam, Will, anything out there, safety. Also, if they come down the middle of the 3, you got Mike here, Sam, that Will now becomes that new free safety.
Right.
Like that. So I'm like, okay, so we sliding everybody this way, waiting on this dude to come off the edge. Man, he came off the edge. I got over to block him. Well, as soon as I get over to block him, Eli throws the pass up. We had been running slow goals the whole game with Plexico. He hadn't really done nothing the whole game.
Right.
Right.
Now you as a DB, you know what coverage you in. You can't give up the middle of the field because ain't nobody there. Plex come off the middle, he come off. You give him that little swag.
Mm-hmm.
Little swag head. I run in, and he bring it back outside, and Eli drop it right in.
Right in there.
So now they got a minute left in the game. First play, the first snap, our defense go out there, the first snap. hit the head braid in his mouth. It's like, oh, now it's second down, like 14.
It's starting to get real.
They snap it again. He run for his life, throw it up.
Yep.
Snap it again. Time runs out. He throw it.
Right.
Nothing. We take it field. Boy, that was something else.
And when y'all played them the second time when they had balls. Now this time I know you like they undefeated. Even though y'all had lost some on the last play of the game in the regular season, but you know this team coming in on their high horse, and
I know they coming. Yeah.
And they got one of the best receivers in the game.
And they're trying to make history. They're trying to
yeah, like this
to take that from them.
It was a tall task.
Yeah, took it from him, bro, and it was fun because you get out there and you got they were talking, we were talking. You know, I get out there, you know, so we out there, man, and once the clock run out, we're like, yeah, 18-1, baby. 18-1. You got 18-1. Y'all got 18 wins and the biggest one loss ever. Like, for real. That's it. Y'all gonna leave with this, you know, y'all gonna get the same thing the losing team that didn't make the playoffs get. Nothing. After doing all of that.
For real though.
Y'all won 18. It was so fun, man. But winning the Super Bowl, man, you actually
twice
literally had like that specific year though. Like we had to worry about the balls, man. Like it was like we got this free, we got that free, we got invited to all this different stuff. We got guys like
y'all in New York.
Yeah.
Y'all won the Super Bowl and the team y'all just beat like this. Everybody's trying to compare them to that Miami Dolphins team that went undefeated.
Yeah, or the 85 Bears team.
Yeah, everybody's making this comparison and they come up short. Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, it was so much fun, man. Like we had that thing, man. We had that thing locked in, man. It was so fun. Like being a team that just wasn't really even supposed to make it. And then we just go out here and just play like, yo, we about to smash everything, man. We was feeling good about ourselves. You couldn't tell me we was going to go lose the game. We were supposed to be here, man. Like we were supposed to be here. And that was the first time. The second time, we knew we was going to win that. The second time, we knew we didn't have a great season. We won our division.
9-7.
9-7. We didn't have a great season, but we knew once we turned it on, what would happen. Right? So that's what ended up happening.
The second time around, it's a little different group. Is you, I think y'all had Bradshaw too.
First time too.
Yeah,
he was a rookie then.
But Bradshaw had a bigger impact that second time around.
Yeah, he was a dog.
Yeah,
he was a dog.
Well, he had an impact though as a rookie, in like during the season, like when D Wall went down and it's me and him against Buffalo. Right. I got 150, he got 151.
Damn,
like that against Buffalo. Like we ran that thing hard, man. So
I know that
he came into his own, but he just didn't know a whole lot. Right. He was a young kid, just like me when I came into the league. He ain't no pass protections. He ain't know none of that. Right. He ain't care to learn none of that, you know?
Right.
So we worked, we got better, and then he ended up being, you know, learning all that. Then he ended up becoming the third down back, and we just went with it.
Yeah, and it was a good 1-2 punch. Like, you know, you was thunder, he was lightning.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and it's hard as a defense. It's hard going against two different style running backs like that.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? One that's gonna bruise you, and one that's a little more shiftier. You know what I mean?
But you still like that. When people tagged us like that, like Thunder and Lightning, they still never knew what he was gonna do though.
Right.
You know, they still never knew. Like, you can set up and be on your heels and think you got to try to adjust for him making you miss. But
he'll hit you.
He'll run through your face.
He'll hit you.
But you sitting on your heels and he just ran your ass over.
Yeah.
And he's still going.
He ran so violent
like that. He's running like the Ahmad Bradshaw now is Pacheco from
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yep.
Yeah. He'll hit you.
So
he'll hit you.
So me and him ran it, man, and we got into the playoffs. You know, we got the Falcons the first round. We beat them. First home game in a new stadium. We beat the Jets to that, obviously. And then we go to Green Bay, the division round. Tremont again, he's still there.
Yep.
We beat them. We whooped them good. And then we go to San Fran.
Yeah.
They loaded. They got all this talent.
Yeah.
They 13-3. We beat them. Go to the Super Bowl. Yep. Like we played the Patriots earlier that season.
I ain't gonna lie. That year that y'all beat y'all beat the 49ers because they lost to the Saints that week before.
And I was so happy.
Well, that was the year when
Pierre Thompson got knocked out of the game.
Yeah. When Jimmy Graham caught the long pass and then they came right back down and scored on us.
Yeah, Vernon Davis had that touchdown at the end of the game.
Saints blew us out that season.
The Saints blew you out. Yeah.
Saints
drug us on Monday night.
They drug us in that dome.
Yes, sure did.
People was talking about if the Saints would have beat the 49ers because y'all had to come back to the Superdome because y'all was on the road every game. A lot of people talking about like if the Saints would have beat the 49ers that year, the Saints would have probably went to Super Bowl because the way they beat y'all.
They blew us out. It wasn't close. I mean, I'm like, man, we in the dome. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of like my first time really playing in the dome.
Right.
Because my rookie year, we were supposed to come down here
Katrina.
at 5, but Katrina shut that down, so they had to come up there to play.
Correct.
Right? So years after that was that specific year, we got to come to the dome.
The dome.
Oh.
On Monday night.
Coming to the dome. We're going to the Superdome. Oh. I'm going to the crib.
Yeah.
And man, them folks beat the shit.
Yeah.
It is crazy because that's that Drew Brees historic year. He had like 52. Like he set all kind of records that 2021 year in terms of the pass, like 40. He led the league in touchdowns. He had like, I think at the time he had broke the record for passing yards in the season. Like Drew was having that kind of year.
Yeah, he was balling.
It was unstoppable.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you got the fans in the dome. You can't hear nothing. It was a different kind of loud. You know, like you got some stadium where you get that like that high pitch like that. The dome was more like a deep voiced dude. Like everybody in there had deep voices.
Right.
Whoa, like that. I'm like, we could hear nothing in there, man. Like nothing. So we go ahead and we sit in our hotel watching the Saints in San Francisco play.
Right.
And it's going down. They going back and forth.
We got the late game, against Green Bay. So we sitting there and we watching this. We watching them play and we like, man, I hope the 49ers. It's 49ers that beat us earlier that season too, though.
Yeah.
But it was a different kind
it
of
wasn't like, it was a joy.
It
was more, 3.
It was a bad matchup.
Yeah, something like that,
It was a bad matchup.
Saints was a bad matchup for us. And when 49ers beat them, we were like, oh, yeah.
Because y'all could match up with the 49ers physicality.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we went and we played them. So we like, boy, we so glad we ain't got to go to New Orleans. Right. We didn't know we couldn't beat them folks up in there, man. So we went, played San Francisco, knocked down, drag out. 23-20 game, 1 on the field goal.
Right.
And again,
got in the Super Bowl.
Going to the Super Bowl. Who went on the other side? The
Patriots.
Now they licking their chop. Man, I said, man, we just dominated y'all so bad during the season. Y'all not physical.
Right.
Y'all lightweight scary. Y'all don't want to tackle. Y'all don't really want to do none of that. So we knew that.
Right.
I already gave us the win. Like once we saw they won.
Vrabel didn't want to tackle you, man.
None of them boys ain't want to. None of them want to.
Brookie still was there. Teddy Brooks was there.
Yeah.
They want to tackle.
They didn't want to tackle.
Rodney Harrison.
Brewski wasn't there.
You wasn't there?
At the time.
Vrabel still was there.
Yeah, Vrabel was there.
I think Vrabel,
Rodney Harrison still was there.
Maybe Hightower was there at the time.
Spikes, I think.
Spikes.
Oh, yeah. Yep, sure was.
Now, he was physical. But just their team and all just wasn't really that.
As a whole.
Yeah. So they had some guys that can go, but, like Spikes was one of them.
They got small at the time.
Yeah, but we knew we were going to beat them because we went in Foxborough and we beat them pretty good. The score don't really say how bad the game really was.
Right.
But we whooped them pretty convincing.
Y'all had a pretty different group on offense. Now, this time the receivers are changing. You got Victor Cruz,
Mario
Manning. It's looking like a...
Mario Manning had a
major catch.
Big time catch in that Super Bowl.
Keem Nicks,
Not about Akeem Nicks.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Nicks was the dog.
Yeah. I feel like he should have had a way better career than he had.
His feet, man. He hurt his feet.
Yeah.
Once you hurt that bone, that fifth metatarsal bone in your foot,
it changed.
No, man. You think about it. Like
he never really could come back and really be.
Nah, because he couldn't, man. He wasn't no small cat either.
No. He was kind of.
He hurt his foot, man. Ahmad had the same injury, which ultimately ended up putting him out too.
Right.
That fifth metatarsal bone, man. When you put your foot in the ground, cut. You putting all the weight, all your strength, all your pressure you got on that bone. It hurt, man. I don't watch them boys not practice and come play games just to get through it.
Yeah.
So he hurt his foot. Ahmad hurt his foot. It was just like that ended like Akeem. Like Akeem was a beast.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
That man, he was good. He was fast. He was strong. He had good hands.
Big hands. Yeah.
So that was that team.
I think it's important to always people that watch our podcast, man, to let them know about how you got to the point that you at. So, I kind of want to go back. You talked about going to an alternative school. You talked about how you was a high head. Who you had in your circle who you had around you in your life, man, that helped you start making good decisions. And not only once you got out of high school, but once you became a man in college and into the league, because, you know, as cliche as it might sound, man, birds of a feather.
Flock together.
Yeah.
Flock
But
together,
I didn't,
you know what I mean?
I didn't gravitate to it. I'm gonna tell you when I changed. I was in high school. I was after my junior season. I got a recruiting letter from the University of Georgia. At the time, I'm like, got my name on there. It's just me, handwritten, Coach Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Brandon, you know, hope all is well. You know, I'm keeping an eye on you, a close eye. You're doing really well. You know, try to stay focused and do the right thing. And I'm like, oh, I just got a letter from Georgia. Not Georgia when the Georgia they are now.
Right.
You know? But they were still competing for SEC
No,
championships.
no,
right,
no,
you know?
no.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, and I got that one, and then I got another one from Tennessee.
Former.
Yeah, Coach Philip Farmer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm like, so now, junior, senior year, no trouble. Got nothing. And that right there was just kind of was the thing. It wasn't really nobody. It was more them letters that I got. I was like, wait, this for me? They see me.
Right.
I gotta see myself now. So I started doing the right thing, man. Stayed out of trouble. Focus on getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I played football, played basketball, you know what I'm saying? I was on the football and basketball team at the school.
Track.
You know what I'm saying? Ran track, couple meets. You know what I'm saying? So it was.
So you didn't have a mentor in a sense, no part of your career.
And I had a dude, like outside my family that, you know, was that dude by the name of Corey Johnson. Called him Chicken. He was one of the guys that made sure I had like my stuff like he was always around. He'd buy me gloves and he'd buy me like wristbands and like stuff like that, and like just keep it, you know, just kept me not having to worry about it.
Yeah.
Find a way to get that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, but outside of that, man, I just, you know, I was just focused. I was just locked in.
Bro, that's unconventional.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just locked in. Like I tell these kids all the time, like I coached my kids that like my son's 16. I coached a group of kids from the age of 8 all the way up.
Right.
So they were fortunate enough to have me. I said, bro, I ain't have me when I was y'all.
Right.
You know, we ain't like Dalton Head and none of them boys wasn't trying to come to no
Right.
Right. To come see nothing. Him or what the other guy there, Brad Mustard at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They wasn't trying to come see.
No, they wasn't.
They wasn't trying to come to Napoleonville, come to summer recreation, come meet you and do all. They wasn't doing none of that. You know, my first time I played in the Dome in the Little League, the Super Bowl champion. I played there, but outside of that, I had never really been in the NFL arena, like nothing. Like,
right.
My first real NFL arena I've been in as a player was the Cleveland Browns, the first game of preseason, my rookie year. You know, but like even coming through college, man, like I was locked in so much. I had Jamal and them was at Alabama State, so I run back and forth to Alabama State like with them.
Right.
You know, going back and forth between them, but I wouldn't get no trouble. You know, smoke a little weed.
Right.
That's just, you know, that's probably it. We never got caught.
Right.
Like none of that.
But it's amazing to stay so locked in on the task at hand.
For real though.
But not necessarily have that traditional mentorship.
I think because I had a little bit of bad, I was good.
Right.
I would elaborate on that.
I say that because I didn't have somebody consistently watching over me, telling me what to do or not. You can't do this. No, don't do that. You can't do this. You can't do that.
Right.
Can I go? No. Can I go? No. So I wasn't that much of a bad person.
Right.
I just wanted to indulge in it just a little bit.
Little bit.
Got my fix in it. So I knew what was important. I smoke weed, smoke a whole joint, whatever, pass it on, have a couple of drinks. But at the end of the day, I know I had to go to work. You know what I'm saying? So I think if somebody would have been so strict on me, to try to keep me from doing that, I would have broke so many rules trying to do that.
You'd have rebelled.
Yeah, and I think because I had the opportunity to move around like I really wanted to.
You said to make the better. You to make.
And then when like when I was in high school, man, my auntie, I moved in like with my auntie. She was strict. Her and my uncle, like they ain't like my cousins Chad and Ethan, them boys ain't getting no trouble. Like them boys wouldn't, and my auntie wasn't going for that.
Right.
She wasn't going for none of that, and she wasn't going for like with me either. But I was a little different than like than them. So I wandered around. I did stuff. I was always home when I needed to be home.
Right.
I ain't got no trouble. I'll be cross town. I'll be over there with me and my boy Derek. He done found his daddy weed. We back that behind the trailer, smoking weed like that. Like that's high school. I'll go back home. But before I go back home, I go to the pop and go. I'll grab some gum. I'll walking home from gum, so it wouldn't be.
But here's the
Right.
question I got for you,
Right.
right?
Right.
By having that kind of mentality growing up, right? You think that also impacts you as a parent? Like, are you that kind of parent?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So I was just talking like this morning to my mother-in-law about drugs and all of that, what these kids are getting into like these days.
Mm-hmm.
We was talking about peer pressure and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, my kids ain't gonna never have to worry about no peer pressure because the minute they say I'm thinking about doing, we gonna do.
Right.
We gonna do.
Right.
Right.
Like, I ain't about to let you go out here and try to find somebody with some weed, that got fentanyl,
No.
all kind of other crazy stuff in it. I ain't about to let you go out here and be on and try to be in an unsafe situation.
Right.
Right.
I know what I got ain't no fentanyl. We gonna go sit in the backyard. The minute they talking about they interested, we gonna go sit in the backyard and I'm gonna blow his head clean off. That's just my parenting. I'm like, so you ain't gonna do it no more when I'm with you, and and every time we light up, you gonna finish every time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like more like, so me as a parent, I don't want my kids to indulge in nothing like that, but it's inevitable. It's inevitable, man. Like,
Especially with everything they see.
yeah, with everything they see, you got stuff going on social media. A lot of this stuff is inevitable, man. And the minute, I had to get my wife to understand too, like, she was like, no, you, and I'm like, yes, I am, because it's inevitable. They're going to do this anyway.
They're gonna do this
At some point.
And the stuff that they could be getting could be something that's really, really, really bad. Like, they could get some stuff that can kill them from touching it.
Correct.
And I don't want them to have to be going through none of that type of stuff. I'd rather be the one say that if you could promise me you can keep your head on straight and do what you need to do and don't get in no trouble, man, we gonna rock.
I got a cousin.
Hey,
His
I never heard
daddy.
it from that perspective.
Yeah.
As a
Nah,
dad.
but
I never heard it from that.
it's interesting because I got a cousin. It wasn't weed, but it was alcohol. My cousin, his daddy, didn't want them to drink alcohol with outsiders. He'll be like, man, if you want to have a drink, come drink with me. Drink at the house because
You don't need to be having drinks outside of it.
exactly because somebody put something in your drink.
Kid.
You know?
You got all these different drugs people putting in your drinks and stuff like that. And to this day, my cousin, he drink.
Right.
He ain't no, but he's not a drinker.
He's not a drinker.
And I think it's because his daddy, I'm talking about, we was in high school, bro. Like junior year. Him and his daddy in the back, they drinking some whiskey. And I think that gave him the awareness early to be aware of like not going outside and having drinks with unfamiliar people, because you never know what somebody might put in your drink, or if you walk off from your drink.
Correct.
Different stories you didn't hear when you was in college and stuff like that.
So you want to avoid that as a parent. You don't want to put your kids in a situation. And I know some parents like I tell my, the same thing when you start talking about sex, right?
Yeah.
And I ask my wife like stuff like this, and I'm like, so you got two sons. Where would you rather them get caught doing it at? Your house or her house with him?
Yeah.
The dad, when you don't know, he just catch his daughter doing something crazy, and you don't know what's on his mind. Now you got my son in this unfamiliar situation, or this unfamiliar place.
Right.
Practically got to fend for his life pretty much, because you don't know this man just caught his child having, sex.
Yeah.
But if that happened at my house, that little girl not in no danger. I'm just gonna, hey, man, call your mama.
Call your mother.
We're gonna get this thing out here, because it's on.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd rather that be it's a thing where I know.
You understand? You can't avoid this.
I want to control the
You want to
situation.
control the situation. Yeah, boy.
I can't help you if you an hour or 30 minutes away up the road.
I want to control the situation.
situation.
Tell me the truth, son. And all the boys I coach now, I even tell them all, like, I'm so cool with all the boys I coach. I mean, got a lot of them with Division I offers. I got a Snapchat group with them, because that seems the only way them clowns communicate
Right.
for some reason.
Right.
But yeah, so
Facts.
you got that. I say, listen, if any one of y'all ever get in any trouble, call me before you call your damn mama and your daddy. And I told all their parents that. I said, well, your son gonna call me if he get in trouble before he calls
No
you.
doubt.
Or your husband. He gonna call me first, just to let you know, so I can get to the bottom of what's really happening.
What's really happening.
So I have something to bring you.
Correct.
And not a scared kid with something to bring you. Might say something that never happened or whatever it is.
Right, for real.
So we're gonna get out of it first. We're gonna work through it, and then we're gonna tell you what's going on.
We're gonna tell you what's going on.
I'm gonna tell you what's going on, but I want to be the one to be there, to help them through it, because you might not be you might be seeing red. You might not be able to handle a situation like me. So that's where I'm at with all the kids I coach, man. And if you try to keep things away from these kids, man, they're gonna get it.
They're gonna get it.
They're gonna get it. Like my kids. Like my guns aren't foreign to my kids. Like we go shoot at the gun range. We go to this gun range. We shoot. They know how to load guns. They know how to unload them. Take the clip out, pop one out the chamber. They know how to do all that. So if they ever somewhere where they see at a friend's house and they see somebody gun, they gonna know how to disarm it. They gonna know how to do all that. Like curious kids do stuff. Like curious kids is the ones that cause problems. Honestly,
honestly, real talk.
Man, mom and dad been hiding that gun forever. Look, they finally left it out.
Right.
And next thing you know, you come back home to one kid. And the other one that shot the other one is scared as hell. He didn't even call you when you was away to tell you it happened. You coming home to a dead kid on your floor, bleeding, and he don't know what to say.
Bro, you stay hearing freak accidents like that too. A lot.
It's repetitive.
Yeah.
Repetitive.
Yeah.
So with that being said, man, like my kids, they familiar with all of that. They know how to shoot guns. They done shot guns before. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't seen guns around the house. Like I got an AK-47 at home that I take out, coin ticket, unload it, pop the clip back in, boom, 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 and give it back. Where you do it. It's over. Like that don't move them.
That don't move.
There's nothing they're curious about. So when these kids are curious, it's when all kinds of stuff they get themselves in all kind of trouble trying to do what they're curious about, right? Just like this.
You can't kill their curiosity.
You can't.
You can't.
I can't kill yours as a grown man, and you can't kill mine, right? I'm interested to know what this is like.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
Like right now, can't nobody talk me out of skydiving. They like this something. I'm skydiving. I want to know what it's like.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not gonna. Nobody gonna say, well, you really shouldn't do that. Get what?
Yeah. What?
The parachute don't open. I done did my best I can do. I'm not here. I'm gone.
Gone.
But that's more how I parent, man. Like we're not real strict on them boys, man. Like it's just like.
Now, you think you're that way because you have sons? Now, what would your position be different if you have? I have a daughter. She's 16, and I have a son who's 10. So my parent skills.
I have one. I have a daughter.
Oh, so
she's in the sports. She play basketball. I tell her the same thing, baby. You better tell me the truth. I ain't here. Like,
yes,
listen, I might be disappointed in you, but we gonna get through it.
We gonna get through it. Yeah, that's how I am.
We gonna get through it. I might be disappointed. So I probably can't be no more disappointed.
I tell my
we
daughter
gonna get through it. I'm gonna look at you in your face and say, you made a mistake, but we gonna get through it, and we gonna go. We gonna grow. We gonna get better from it.
Now you didn't grow up with your father in your life, correct?
No.
How much did that affect you psychologically when you was growing up as a kid?
Didn't at all. I never had it.
So you didn't have the friends that had a father, and you kind of was like, dang, I wish I had that.
Yeah, they was all cool though. I had guys we had friends that had dads. They were just guys around the neighborhood, running, working, doing stuff. I had an uncle who helped raise me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And all I ever saw him do every day was every single day for years, 5 days a week, I saw him get up, go to work, come home at 5. Get up, be to work for 7, come home at 5. Monday through Friday. That's all. I was working with the police jury, putting tar down on the highways and making sure the places, the grass and all is cut and parish and all that other stuff. I saw him do that for years.
Y'all did y'all like interact?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we interact.
You had a
okay. He ain't come to no games.
Oh.
He ain't do none of that.
That didn't affect you?
No, that didn't affect me. That man was feeding me, man. That man was feeding me. He had
a different mindset, bro.
Like,
cause my daddy wasn't in my life like he should have been. I've been playing sports since I was 8 years old. I could count on one hand how many games my daddy came to.
Man, I tell you this, like I was raised by practically all women. Right? I had an older uncle. My mama had a younger brother. He died at 28. Then the older brother she had, he died when I was in the NFL at the time then, but we had one big family where everybody always around.
Right.
That's how it was. If you come to our house and see look around, you would know who is who, mama or daddy, or who is
Right.
who.
Gotcha.
Right. But we didn't have that many men in the family. I had a bunch of older cousins that my mama's sister had like when I'm 16, they're like 26, 27, 28,
Right.
29 years old, like that. So they were raised, like they raised the boys.
They raised boys.
So I had all my aunties and then they daughters who was those ages,
right,
that raised
us. Yeah.
But I ain't have a real, like, my uncle was a strong, but we interact on what to do and what not to do and what he wasn't going to deal with. Still had some leniency, still got out. I did a little bit. I never messed up.
Right.
I never messed up to take away the freedom I did have.
Right.
Shit, I can go over here and smoke weed with Derek, and I can go over here and do this. I can move around and do what I want to do. All I got to do is do the right. All I got to do is stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble.
What I'm trying to figure out, though, because I'm trying to wrap my head around this. You was raised by mostly women.
Mm-hmm.
Your daddy wasn't in your life, even though you had an uncle that went to work and he provided for you, but he ain't come to your games. How were you able to have kids and be the father that you are today? Like, where you got the blueprint from, bro?
This is $1 million question, dog.
No, because bro, it's interesting. Like y'all, y'all making it seem like something is really. It wasn't hard for me. It wasn't hard for me.
You know how to be a good father. I never been around your kids, but just talking to Broderick and DJ, they say you do an excellent job with your kids.
Man, yeah, because that's what I brought them here.
But
it's my responsibility to make sure they do what they need to do.
Right.
It's not hard, dog. It's not hard.
It's not hard.
Regardless, but I had an uncle that I was actually telling you. My uncle got up and went to work every day. We were never hungry. You know what I'm saying? We had water. We had running water in the house every day. Like my auntie cooked every day, like that. Like so.
He had traditional things.
Yeah, I had
traditional things.
He just it wasn't. I moved in with them when I was like 11, till I graduated high school. So it's like. It wasn't it was normal to me.
Normal.
Like,
it's normal.
I ain't have my own daddy. I didn't have my own daddy. I ain't have somebody called daddy, but the person who took that place in my life was my Uncle Phil.
Right.
So he went to work every day. He was tired. He came home. He stood in the backyard with a bunch of them other old men who wasn't working, waiting for him to get off work so they could sit in the backyard and talk shit like that. Like that's what they do. Like Mr. Stam, like all of them boys, like they wanted to go back down. I'm gonna go back here when Phil get off, and we gonna talk. They still there talking till 8:39 at night. Right? This man get off and work at 4. He'll come in the house for a little bit to eat, and he'll go back outside.
Yep.
Drinking his beer.
He didn't interact with us. Like he just was doing what he was supposed to do. He was like that Denzel Washington type dad, like
on Fence.
on that movie. Like I ain't gotta like you. I know I gotta take care.
Yeah, right.
Like that. That's how he was though.
Right.
That's how he was. You wasn't gonna want no earrings. You wasn't get no ears pierced. Like none of that, bro. Listen, I'm 41. Still ain't got them pierced. Like
I couldn't get mine to 18.
I couldn't get them at all.
I couldn't get it to 18.
Well, I had a choice to get what I wanted to get when I was 18 going to college.
Right.
But I just never got it. And it was never something that jumped out to me because it was so normal not to have it.
Not to have it.
So normal not to have it.
I just think your story is so unconventional and uncommon, dog, because I had to learn how to be a father from watching some of my partners that I went to college with, how they was with their dads and how their dads was with them. Or like I got an older cousin that live in Dallas and he has 2 kids. I watched how he raised his kids. That's how I was able to understand what fatherhood was about. If it wasn't for that,
it's certain you got that was your way of learning how to model.
Yeah. So that's why I'm a little shocked on how you was able to become a good parent when you didn't necessarily have that to watch.
It was
you know what I mean?
It was when I had my first son. Like it was like different. Like but I knew right then. I said, man, this little dude is my heart. Like I'm gonna do whatever I need to do for him.
Right.
Like I'm gonna do whatever I need to do for him. At the same time, while I never missed nothing as a kid, I knew I needed to give him that. Like I didn't get everything I wanted as a child because we didn't have it like that.
We didn't have it like that.
But I was fed and I was clothed. Now whether it was we wore uniforms at school, so
Yeah, you didn't need clothes throughout the week.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I only needed a little bit.
Right.
You know, so I bet, but like with my kids, I wanted to give them the world, man. I wanted to be able to be there. I wanted to be the reason for them. I want my son to come sit down like this and have to do an interview and talk about when he gonna have to say, well, man, my dad was a good dad. Like he was around, like he was this, and that's what I got it from. I didn't get that like that because the only man who raised me was hardly around. He was working all the time. He was doing to make the best thing that he knew how to do to make sure we survived and to make sure, you know, my auntie was working. She had a job with the school board and like, you know, her daughters, Kim and Sherelle, like they'll go out, they'll go to work, you know, stuff like that. So, but just for me with my own kid, I wanted them to be, I wanted my kids to be like me, you know. Like I wanted them to be like athletes and stuff like that. Like it's still like that now. To this point, I even tell my oldest son, like, bro, you gotta breathe. Like you can't just be going around here picking a girl to be with and she like 5'0". Like, right, you go get you a big woman. For real, keep this thing going.
Yeah, you gotta be mindful who you create with.
Yeah. We got a legacy we trying to make it.
Yeah.
So that brings me to my next question. You met your wife at Auburn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So take me back to when you met your wife and how she made a big impact on who you are as a person.
Well, bro, it was different because I met my wife at Auburn. I was in the computer lab. And I had my headphones. You know, back then you had the headphones, the little cloth over, but everybody and their mama, could hear what you're listening to.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm sitting there and I'm looking around, and this chick walk in there, and see, I'm being nice now. I ain't really even looking at her like this.
Right.
You know, I'm not looking at her like this.
Right.
I'm just being a upstanding
gentleman.
Yeah, with manners.
Yeah. Right. You just have some manners.
Common courtesy.
Right.
You know. So she sat down and I mute my little Walkman I had. I said, "Can you hear this? Is this bothering you?" She was like, "Nope, I'm good." Didn't say nothing to her after that. She didn't say nothing to me after that. My roommate said, "Man, I got this girl, man. She real cool. You know, I wanna, hook y'all up. Like, I wanna introduce y'all to each other."
That was a thing back then.
The same damn chick.
It was the same chick.
The same damn chick that was in the computer lab.
And y'all recognize each other?
Yeah, I'm like, I seen you. And what you call him? Like, yeah, man. We started talking from there.
And she's from Georgia.
Yep. Just chilling, vibing, just going out, like doing stuff. You know, we just hung. We just spent a lot of time with each other, even before we knew who we was. 3-4 months. 3 months.
Yeah.
We hadn't even considered ourselves boyfriend and girlfriend for 3 months. We were just hanging out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I know when I had to use the bathroom, I go home and use the bathroom. I wouldn't use the bathroom at her house. I would never do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we met there, and then, man, from there, I went to transfer from Auburn. She had graduated with a master's, and she was like, "I can come with you if you want." I'm like, what? Yeah, like, I can come on, like, okay.
Right.
And then that was it.
Wow.
So,
that was it.
So y'all been married how long?
Ooh, 18 years.
But y'all been knowing each other 20, right? That's a long time, bro. That's 2 decades.
I'm gonna be real with you, and it's just my position. I could be wrong, but it's just how I feel, right? I think somebody's like you said, you've been married 18 years, right? I think that's a longer time in today's climate with these devices and everything we got going on in the world than somebody who's been married 30 years in a previous time. Because that, like,
it's harder now.
It's harder now. Like your uncle, like the image of your uncle. He went to work at 7 in the morning.
Had no distractions.
And had no distraction. He didn't know what happened between 7 through 4 o'clock
at home.
At all. He knew nothing, right? He
nothing.
Everything he got home at 5.
And he did the same thing.
Everything, right? In today's climate, you can't get up at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and not get a notification that every hour throughout the day. Or what happened, what went on, how you gonna solve it, you gotta work. It's that level of high intensity interaction. That's how relationship didn't happen. For 8 hours of the day, he ain't hear his woman's voice.
Yeah, wasn't bothered all the time.
FaceTime.
No FaceTime. Like none of that. None of that.
No sharing, no location.
Talked to his wife when he got home for a little bit.
Yeah.
She cooking. She cooking,
Right.
cleaning up after she get home from work. She cooking, clean up the house. We did our fair share. He'll come in from work. He say what's up, and he'll go outside and come back in because she'll get home at 4:35 herself.
Right.
Right.
This
So
routine was a pattern routine, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you had to have that same pattern routine, oh yeah, boring. I got, and there's nothing wrong with it, right?
Yeah, I ain't got that.
See,
I ain't got that. I ain't got no nagging woman that always.
That's big.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't got
major.
that.
Major.
I can't even front. Like I don't.
With these devices, we everybody sharing information about datings and God knows what and blah 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 all day every day.
Now I will say this: like having like throughout the time, like having like social media and all that stuff makes it hard to stay locked in.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to stay locked in because I say that because I know where my bread is buttered. I know where my loyalty lies.
Correct.
Right, but you see all of this, like, and like for like me, like shit, I could have her. I know if I put forth just a little bit of effort, I can bring her in.
Yeah.
I'm not broken. I'm not a bad looking dude.
Right.
I can
Right.
So like sometimes like that having these devices kind of stepping away of that. You know what I'm saying? So then you have your ups and downs, but then you got to get strong too. Like you got to be like, man, listen, man, like talk like, listen, this getting hard on me. Like I have conversations like this is tough.
Yeah.
This is hard. Like say, what you mean? Why is it so easy for me, but it's so hard for you? I'm like, it's just temptation is just it's hard. It's hard for me.
It's hyphen.
Yeah, like I'm not as strong as you when it comes to this stuff. Like I see this right here, like bro, like
right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it made it hard. But
they got BBL today.
Man, yeah, but it's so much like BBL.
we all in a different era.
Yeah.
We in a different era.
Listen, man, I wouldn't like I say this. In today's world, I wouldn't want to be a woman. I would never want to be a woman. What I'm saying, women got so much pressure on them, dog.
So much pressure.
Yeah. Like I know we didn't take this thing from sports all the way, but women.
Nah, that's what FanView about.
That's what FanView about.
Like, bro, women got so much pressure on them. Like these days, bro. Every woman is fine.
Yeah.
Like
when we was kids, the little Coca-Cola bottle.
Yeah.
Make sure that little Coca-Cola bottle.
They all look like that now.
They can look how they won't look now.
They all look like that now, bro. And you got some women settling for situations that's not necessarily the best situation for them because they got
pressure.
I just don't want to be in competition with this bitch.
Right.
I can't do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, like, no matter how good she looks, it's still like, and no matter, like, she got a good dude, right? Who but pressure on him too. Like, everybody looks good.
Yeah, exactly. And you're
you know what I'm saying? Like,
advertising, market this daily, every notion of the hour. You can't go through your own reels and whatever it is, it's marketed to you. It's advertised.
Yeah.
I mean, you got these. So it's to my point I'm making is that being married, bro, for 18 years is a testament. It's to me, I put that in an epitome of somebody in the previous generation who been married 40, 50 years in today's climate. I hold it to the same weight. If that makes sense. Because it's tougher to make it 18 years in today's climate as a husband, married, to do in the previous time. I hold the two to the same weight, bro. Not proud of that, ain't that many men. I was divorced. Yeah. I was divorced 7 years in. But
I got divorced after 4 years.
So I hold it to a high testament when I can hear a man that says, man, I was married for 18 years. That come from my era. We all graduated around 03, 04.
So 7 years and you did 4?
Yeah.
So which is like, I told my wife, I said, man, if we get a divorce, I'm not marrying nobody else.
See, that's the problem I got.
I'm not marrying nobody else. And she was like, well, then why? I'm like, I'm not marrying nobody else. I got a little bit of time left. I still got to worry about the balls. I'm not answering to nobody. I'm not doing nothing. My kids aren't never meet no my kids, because there's going to be another one.
Right.
So they're going to meet one, this, and then they're going to be another one. Then going to be another one. Then going to be another one. And they just, next thing you know, they shaking hands and meeting all these women like, I wonder who is this?
Right.
I'm not ever getting married again if I get it, if things don't work out.
But, bro, what is the blueprint to 18 years? What's the blueprint?
It's the woman, for real.
Elaborate.
Nothing to do with me. It's the woman. The woman makes it what it is.
Men make it a house and women make it a home.
The woman, like if you get a woman that understands your faults and you're gonna mess up, and you got an opportunity to get better, and you do it consistently, mess up, and she continues to take it and be strong and roll with the punches that she was that she was given and say, you know what, I'm gonna fix this dude at some point. I'm gonna fix it. I ain't gonna run away on him. I'm gonna do that. That's what you gotta have in your corner to make it a successful marriage, because nobody's gonna be perfect. You know,
Right.
like women are different than us.
Yes.
Different.
Your woman can pick up the phone and call some dude, and you see her talking to some dude. You gonna lose it.
Yes.
Pick up the house and throw it. The whole house gone.
The whole
Right.
whole crib gone.
Meanwhile, they sit around and they done caught this or done seen that, and go through their little pain and their little hurt, that they go through, and they up the next day, chest tall, chin up, and they ready to work on it and make it better, ready to do whatever they got to do. So when you ask what's the key to this type of shit, bro, is the woman only. Because it was up to me, we would not have made it where we made it to.
And the fact that
That's powerful.
Yeah,
real
it's
talk.
real though.
Yeah,
It's real though.
Being real, that's
Nah.
powerful, dog.
and like what you playing in the NFL and being a popular figure. Did you ever see throughout the duration when you was playing that it was tough on her? Not necessarily that she couldn't trust you. It's just that she knows that you're getting so much attention on a weekly basis. Because a lot of women can't handle it.
Well, back then it was easy to handle because again we didn't have
You didn't have all that.
that got down, so it wasn't as hard. Now, if I probably would have been playing back then, like toward the end of my career, they got Instagram and all that stuff. I think I retired at like 12,000 followers or something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I just got it,
Right.
but I could see how if I'd have had that device back then with Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff I had
You
on
got
it
Snapchat and
and all that, I probably think that it would have been a lot more pressure on her and a lot more wrongdoing would have probably been done then, because it's right at the like
Fingertips. Yeah.
fingertips.
right at the like button, like stuff. Like I get up every morning and I see my phone and I got somebody then spam liked me my page, like, and I go look and sometimes I show her like, look at this chick, I don't know what she want, but look,
Right.
she like all of my pictures,
Right.
like that, like
Nah,
you know what
nah.
I'm saying?
Share them conversations together.
Yeah.
It sounds like y'all like best friends.
Yeah, so we good, man. Like I couldn't have this
Without
her, man. I couldn't because it's just stuff like this. She bought me a shirt for Christmas, right?
Right.
So she like, you gonna wear that shirt? I said, cool, I got it. I wear it. I got a podcast when I get home, so I'm gonna wear it.
We'll rock it.
So she's a good chick, man. Like she's taking care of the kids, and the house is clean. I watched her grow up from a girl pretty much to a woman. Like
Yeah.
we grew up together. Like she was making hamburger helper, reading the back of the box. Like reading the back of the box, dog, like, okay.
Mm-hmm. You saw it evolve from
It's
that.
evolved
Yeah.
too. She got all measurements now.
She still, yes, but she still use her measurements. But like I was saying, I watched her go from doing that to making gumbo, making red beans and rice.
Like we make it do?
She make it good enough for me. Because I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? You might, like, her beans was real good for me. Yeah, it's good. Like,
Yeah.
But I don't want nothing from Papados.
Right.
Hers way more fat than Papados.
Yeah.
And Copeland way better than all of that.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, that's like, okay, that's good. Our beans ain't far off from my auntie beans. They really not. Like she okay, I'm gonna make this. Like, man, a woman even made boiled chillings for me one day.
Come on.
She did.
Oh yeah.
Like
She got that gravy all love for you.
Yeah, so she was like, and she don't eat them and they stink. She had to clean them. She did everything.
And she know that's what you like.
Right. They were decent. Wasn't great. They were
Right.
Decent.
Right.
The effort is what matters. The effort was matters.
Thought.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I ate a good bit of them
amazing.
because again, throw some hot sauce on it makes everything.
Oh,
better.
you're right.
Lie, though, one
Flavor,
time,
You're right. You're
before we
right.
get ready to get into your fave, I mean, like I gotta tell this. The one time though, my favorite dish was pork and beans at the time. Like I love pork and beans. It's just my dish. My mama made the dish at the time. Boy, one time my ex-wife made that dish, dog, and I ate pork and beans so much I could know the texture. I had the recipe down. This is how you do it. Don't screw it up. You can mess up any other meal you want. Don't mess this one up.
Right.
Mama one time coming home, bro, I tasted number ketchup in it.
Oh.
Listen to me, bro.
Man.
I know she had to be hurt. I walked out, looked at that pot. What? Give me this pot. Went outside, threw the whole pot away. I don't want this. You're not serving this to nobody else. I know she was hurt. I instantly, look at this pot. What you do? I like it. I don't care how you like it. My favorite dish. Don't do it this way no more.
Bro.
Listen, bro.
Trust me.
That's the kind of crazy stuff. I do that like repetitively, but I did that.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where, like, I wouldn't been in on that.
Nah.
It's crazy.
The last thing I want to ask you about, right before we get into your favorites, man, let's talk about your son Braden Jacobs, man. One of the best offensive linemen in the country for 2025. I mean, he got some of the most prestigious offers in the country. Talk about that process, man, going through that with him and helping him make one of the biggest decisions of his life.
Totally different than what I went through when I was being recruited, man. These kids got NIL they're looking at now. These coaches could do extra. They could do extra for them
Right
now. And right now he had this. I'm kind of staying out of it, to be honest with you. I really don't have a whole lot to do with it.
So you don't go on the visits with him and stuff?
Yeah, I do. I go on visits with him. Like sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, because I do radio too. So like this year, I've been doing ESPN radio on Sundays. So sometimes I can't go too far because I got to be back for my show.
Gotcha.
I missed out on the Florida State game we went to, and they played Miami. I was supposed to go there. I had radio the next day, so I couldn't go. Like, it's stuff like a lot of stuff that I don't agree with college recruiting and the way these kids are transferring and all that stuff. I give him processes that's going to keep him from doing that. You know, I say, okay, bro, we got all of these schools right here. Let's go through, see how many freshmen they got. You're a junior. Let's go see how many freshmen they got that are going to quite possibly be there when you're there. And how many guys they have commitments from.
In your class.
No, not in the class before him.
Oh, yeah, 24 too, yep.
So I said, we're going to go through, we're going to look at this and see whichever one that has the better plan for you to grow and get better to go to the next level. If you're willing to go to this place and sit out and get better, get stronger, you're willing to go to the Alabamas, the Georgias, the Tennessees, stuff like that, to sit out and get bigger, stronger, faster, be okay with our plan, maybe your first two years. Right.
I seen you post this.
College. So, or if you feel like you want to go somewhere and play now, you need to go to a school where you can
Georgia Tech
and be the highest recruit that they have ever had. And you're going to start day one. And you're going to play 3 to 4 years and you're going to go to the league.
Yeah.
Which one do you want to pick? So he's like, well, me, myself as a father, knowing what this NFL is about in college football and all this other stuff, I want him to be prepared and ready for any situation he can be in. I don't want him to have to go to a LSU or Alabama or something like that, and the man right in front, and he's second string, and the man in front of him get hurt. Now you ain't really ready. You got to jump in. Now you forced in. I want you to go where it's like 3 on the depth chart.
And then if you put on bad tape.
Yeah, you got bad tape, and now you possibly discouraged.
You want him to earn it.
Do it, yeah. Now you discouraged. This man just ran through your whole life, and you on your back. You just got bull rush, nasty. You on your back, and you just gave up a sack fumble.
Yeah.
At 8:30 in Death Valley, where everybody looking at you.
Yep.
And now you don't want to play.
And now you got social media to enhance where everybody calling your head.
Overtime sports, all these people posting, and now you looking up in your feed and you see you getting destroyed. I want you to be prepared.
Prepare for that.
For anything possible. Like when he do bad stuff and I catch it, I post it. People come on there to make their comments, and people they give me credit like, bro, I don't know how you do it, but it takes a lot for a man to post his son getting beat. I post it because I let people see. Hey, it ain't all hunky dory over here. It ain't all great. He ain't perfect. He gonna get beat too.
Right.
You know? So I want him to be ready for any situation when it comes to that. And the only way I know for sure he's going to be ready, if he go to one of them big schools and he wait a year, wait 2 years, get stronger, learn how to be in college, learn how to be accountable to a team, learn how to have somewhere where you don't have no parent structure to tell you when to come in the house, telling you what to eat, telling you, what you can do, what you can't do. You have to now take yourself and put yourself in a different situation. And well, okay, it's 2:00 in the morning. If I really want to get up and leave right now, I can really get up and leave right now. Can't not nobody tell me.
Right.
You have to learn how to live that type of life and keep things on a positive side. So that 1 year in college, that first year, that second year in college is going to give him that.
Right.
Before he got to line up and kick slide as a starting tackle.
Right.
On Saturday to be accountable to all of these guys. Now you're a freshman, versus being a freshman and making these same mistakes. Now you the starting tackle. Now you just done something. You got suspended. Now you suspended from the team.
Yep.
Or you done stayed out too late. You got drunk. You done got in an accident, and all of this stuff. Learn how to get all of that out the way before you got to be accountable to your squad.
Y'all got a decision. Y'all got a decision date in mind?
Yeah, it's gonna be March. Like he started to do his officials in April.
Okay.
So once we're gonna do probably a month and a half, something like that of officials, and then probably gonna make his decision from there. The kid got a lot of great choices, man.
Definitely got a lot of great choices.
Great choices to
I saw Michigan off. I'm a Michigan fan, by the way. So you know, look, they
know,
put out. They put old linemen out. I'm just saying.
They put old linemen out.
But a lot of old linemen out, bro. Just saying.
I don't really rock with Jim like that. Though.
Oh, all right, all right.
I mean, I played for him when I was in San Fran, so it's
so did. So did.
I mean, I just don't want my kid playing.
Gotcha. I got you.
And I think he knows that too.
Yeah.
You know, I think he knows that, which is why he's that type of guy to send an offer anyway, because he's just
arrogant.
Yeah.
I'm off him. Off him anyway.
Yeah. Like, I don't give, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit about his dad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a shit. He ain't got to like me. Offer him anyway. Like, so he's that type of guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But Michigan.
Okay. Yeah, so Michigan out of it, Fred. We both Michigan fans.
It's too far anyway, man.
And Auburn is a distance.
It's too far. Like, I'm just now starting to be okay with 7 hours.
Right.
I'm just not starting to be okay with that, you know? And honestly, the only place I'm okay with him coming as far as here, because I have family that live like right there.
Right there.
You know, I have 2 sisters over there in that area. You know, I got all my home, like DJ, I got Jamal, I got all the boys that just went to 15 minutes to the school.
Yeah, so you know something go down.
Yeah, they got him. They straight, but to go somewhere far off and not have nobody there,
nah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
4 hours was he got, so I can jump in the car and be there through the night if I need to.
Right.
Like that, but man, kid got a lot of great choices, man. Great kid, great student, good coachable kid, good teammate. You know, just getting better day by day, man.
And he's 6'6", 6'7"?
6'7". He was just recently 6, so he done lost some weight, but he played at like 320.
Yeah, he a big kid, bro.
Yeah, big boy, man.
Now we got to get into Brandon Jacobs' favorites. Here we go in the podcast. Here we go. Favorite football player of all time, no matter what level.
Favorite football player of all time, no matter what level. Deion Sanders.
That's mine. That's mine. I wore 21. That's why I wore 21.
How could you not? Who wouldn't pick him?
You know, some people gonna pick Barry Sanders.
Mine's Moss.
Man, we talking about football player. You talking about wide receiver.
He played football.
Let's play.
Deion Sanders played both ways and he did returns.
Yeah, he's a real football player.
Yeah.
Charles Woodson would be number 2 for me.
Football player.
Eric.
Right, but if you ask me, you know, favorite running back, I might tell you Ricky Waters.
I love Ricky
Waters. You ask
Waters.
me favorite wide receiver, I'm gonna tell you Terrell Owens.
T.O. is like that.
You know?
T.O. don't get the credit that he deserves.
Favorite movie all time?
Life. Life. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Hey, but man, took enough of a beating. Gold mouth. You pick him up and cam on inside. I love Life, man.
Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk. Favorite comedian all time?
Oh, favorite Burning Mac.
Oh, Big Henry got him one.
Big Henry got him
one. Our other co-host, that's his favorite.
Burning Mac.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Favorite place to visit?
Los Angeles.
I thought you were gonna say something out the country.
I go out the country with my family, man. I ain't too foreign like that.
Bruh. You like the States?
I mean, I go wherever now. I done went, you know, I've been to Costa Rica, I've been to London, I mean Jamaica, Mexico.
You've been places.
Like yeah, I've been places. You know, Cayman, the Dominican Republic. I've been places.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's something about the States. It's something about in the States.
Yeah, it's something I know what I'm doing. I know what you're saying to me. I know what you're saying to me. I know what I could do. I know what this sign means.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I know what this sign right here means. I don't know what that, you know, I don't know. It's unfamiliar. Right? For me, like, I don't do the unfamiliar. Like people say, oh, if you're from LA, the crime is not really bad, but that's to you.
That's to you.
I'm
you
like,
here every day.
you see this man, you know, one day a week you see somebody get their head cut off, and I see that the same one day you see it, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
But you like, oh,
that's nothing.
Okay, that's nothing.
It's not common for me.
Get me
you know
out
what I'm saying? But I mean, I know that was a little bit far-fetched, but you know, but I'm more of a domestic guy, man. Like Los Angeles, Miami, Las Vegas would be some of my favorite places to go to. Now, Costa Rica, I think it's San Jose. Costa Rica was probably
I've been to San Jose.
Was one of my best foreign vacations, like that, and then Jamaica was after that.
Gotcha. Favorite coach of all time that made the most impact on you, no matter what level?
Ooh, that's a good ass question right there. Cause there's a lot of them, but if I gotta give you one, I'm gonna give you one. Oh man, shit. Dickie Rose, my running back coach in junior college.
At Coffeyville.
Yes.
Why? That's the one that said, "I'm a redshirt your ass."
He was straight to the point, and he did not massage nothing. He it ain't no gray area. It's black or fucking white. You understand me, you big son of a bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like
what you
that.
see is what you get.
What you see is what you get.
See, you one of them people. You don't like to wonder who you are as a person. Let me put it all on Front Street. Who you are? Yeah.
And it's like that with driving too. My wife got the GPS. See which way I'm turning after this, right or left? Where you going left? I'm stay my ass in the left lane the whole time till I get there. I ain't going to get over, pass him up, and jump back. I'm right. Stay right here till that turn come. You know what I'm saying? So that's black and white.
Gotcha.
So Coach Rose, man, I got a lot of good ones though, man. Gerald Ingram, my running back coach, with the Giants, kind of taught me, kind of helped me mold me into a professional. By just some of the knowledge he had and how long he had been around the game, stuff like that, man. So my high school coach,
Torres,
he did a lot. I had some great guys, man. Coach Leica, my head coach from junior college.
Right.
Coach Kill, when I transferred to Southern Illinois, he was there. Mr. Program Changer. He's doing a lot of great things now. So I had a lot of great guys, man. A lot of great coaches.
Gotcha.
I had a chance to look up to, man. So.
Gotcha. Favorite sneaker all time?
Favorite sneaker all time? Man, I got to go with Air Raid. The Hardaways.
Oh, yeah.
All strap on.
Yeah. That's a classic.
Yeah,
that's a classic.
That got to be my favorite sneaker all time.
That's a classic.
There's some good old Chucks after that.
You ain't playing basketball in them, no?
Chuck?
Yeah.
Nah, I just went to the gym, squatting them.
Okay.
Like that.
Squatting them? Yeah. And Chucks?
Yeah, you want to have a good base on your feet, on the surface under you when you.
Yeah, so you ain't worried about the ankle support?
No, I ain't cutting. I ain't changing direction. I ain't changing direction. I'm going up and down.
Got a point.
You either squat barefooted or do it in Chucks.
Gotcha. If Brandon Jacobs wouldn't have made it to the NFL, what would Brandon Jacobs have done with his life?
Man, that's a good question. That's a good question. Probably nothing. I just told y'all what I just told y'all.
I had no plan B.
I have no plan B. I had to make it. I have no plan B.
Plan A.
And that's it.
This shit gonna work.
This shit gonna work.
That's what it was. I ain't have no plan B, but I knew though. I knew from the minute I touched the football, I was destined to be him.
You know
what I'm saying?
You was him before him.
Yeah, like the first time I touched the rock, I took that thing 80 yards. I was way faster than everybody on the field. It's like my body matured a little bit faster than theirs did. Like not size-wise, because I wasn't always big. Right. I ain't got big till I got to high school. So when I was playing like Little League ball, like I was like the same size as everybody else. I was just hell of a lot faster than everybody else. Like they'll toss me that thing to the wide side of the field, and it was just like touchdown. So it was too easy. Like football was really easy to me till I made it to the league. Everybody got something that challenged them. In their respective thing that that they like, right? I ain't get challenged till I got to league. And that's why I know I was destined. Little league was easy, middle school was easy, high school was easy, college was easy to some extent,
right?
So I knew it had to get hard somewhere,
right?
So what else is next?
Right, in the league.
God damn it, did it get hard?
Right,
it got hard. It got real. Ooh. It got real out there then. I'm out there 22, 23 years old. I'm out here with these boys. They got 3 kids. They married. You know what I'm saying? They trying to keep food on the table.
They trying to keep food on the table. That's what people understand.
It's real.
It get real then.
Yeah. People
get real then, man.
They trying to keep them contracts.
Yeah.
They got food on the table.
So I don't know what I'd have been, doing though. Man, so
you coaching right now, so
I'm done coaching. I don't coach.
Come on.
I step back away from my son.
But now you're in radio though.
Doing radio. I'm doing radio. But if like I said, your question, like I knew I was going to the league. It wasn't no backup, nothing.
Ain't no culinary arts.
Right. Right. Toughest player you ever went against. Like, when you went home at night, you said, damn, that motherfucker was tough. No matter what level.
The best competitor I played against was Brian Dawkins. He won. Then I got to go Ed Reed, too.
Ed Reed, too? Brian Dawkins?
The reason why Brian Dawkins is more than Ed Reed for me, because I played him twice a year.
Yeah.
Right.
Played him twice a year, and there was times I played against the Ravens with Ed Reed every, so often.
Every so often.
Yeah.
Yeah, B. Dawkins had that.
He was a dog.
He was a dog.
Yes.
Like,
He was a leader. He was a dog.
The epitome of a safety.
He was always there, regardless of what happened. You run through him, whatever it is, you're going to be out. He talking shit to you.
Mm-hmm.
His head moving. You know what I'm saying? He flexing.
Got that dog visor. You can't see his
eyes.
eyes.
That visor was cool.
He was a beast. He was a beast.
But it's so hard to play the game, at least safety, the way B. Dogs played.
Can't do that.
You can't play that way no more. It's like, man, it's maybe me as a fan watching the game, man. I feel like some of my childhood is getting taken away. But nothing against the guys that's playing today. Like, it's all credit to them. They've evolved the game. But when you watch the guys like B. Dawkins, I'll go as far as Steve Atwater,
Ronnie Lott,
John Lynch, just some of your big hitters that came up and was like, boom. It's like that play is out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like, it's different now. Back then it was a strong and a free safety. Now it's just safety. No one really has a defined thing. Back then, that running back, middle linebacker matchup is like it don't exist the way it existed when you played.
Yeah, they don't do that no more. They're covering the pass now. Mm-hmm. They got to run in the flat now.
Nah, real talk.
So they got to be 6'2", 6'3", 215, 225. I'm running through him when I played.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't got
all
no
day.
chance.
No change.
Mm-hmm. I had big Jeremiah Trotter out there, 6'4", 260. Running downhill.
Now you got Patrick.
Yeah, like guys like that.
Now you got people like Patrick Queen, who start Mike linebacker for the Ravens, and he 5'11", 217, 218.
Like that.
They want
running
people that can run now. That's what they want now. Man.
Which is why when Derrick Henry was dominating the league like he did, he was doing it because the boys not trying to run up on D like that. But be back then when I played, you got the Dawkins, you got the Ed Reeds, the Palomalus, like the guys like the Joy Porters, the guys like that. They come and hit you. The Javon Curses, like they come and lay you out.
And I believe you paved the way for somebody like Derrick Henry. I believe that NFL GMs and scouts picked Derrick Henry as high as they did because of what you did.
He a dog.
He a dog.
I got to give him all credit, man, because watching some of the stuff he do training-wise, see, all I did was change. I threw some cones out there, changed direction, made sure I was in shape come training camp, lift weights, made sure I was strong. Some of the stuff I saw Derrick Henry do training-wise, pulling and pushing and all the stuff that like the explosion work and stuff like that, I was never doing none of that, man. Nah. I don't know where I would have been if I would have did that type of stuff, but just watching the way he trained and watching how explosive he is, he's just different, man. Like Derrick, I mean, he last couple of years hadn't really been what he wanted to be. He was hindered by some injuries and stuff like that, but man, the boy's a dog, man.
Yeah,
no doubt. I like watching him.
No doubt, no doubt. Man, it's always good to get somebody from the Tri-Parish on the podcast.
Throwing that out there.
Man, look, I'm gonna always put on for the Tribe, man.
So what school you go to?
I went to Higgins.
You said you went to Higgins.
Yeah. Always got to put up on the Tri-Parish, man. I know I've been trying to get you on for a while, and I think I asked you about this about 2 or 3 years ago, and I saw you in Atlanta at the Rivals camp. You know what I mean? And I know your time is valuable, man, for you to come off the plane and come do the FanView podcast with us, man. I don't take that for granted, man. Good luck to you and your son in his recruiting
Appreciate
process.
it, man. I appreciate that, man.
You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we can get you back on in the near future.
Yeah, man. I'm always home, man. So anything, any subjects and sports or whatever it is, do it, man. So, I'm just here, man, just trying to make sure I make it a better place for people around me.
No doubt.
I want to make it easy for my kids and stuff like that, trying to get them in the right situation where they can dominate their lives and be able to raise their kids and do everything that they need to do, as well. So, man, that's just where I'm at. I mentor a lot of kids, a lot of 16, 17-year-old kids. I've coached a lot of kids throughout All-Star games, and I got kids right now I coach in Rivals camps that's in the league right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty solid situation. You know, I created for myself to be around a lot of people to be a resource.
Yeah, for real.
For others. You know what I
And it's needed.
mean?
And it's needed.
'Cause I ain't have that.
Right.
When I was in high school, like I said, I ain't have that.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
I just know I was confident in myself, and I was probably arrogant to a certain extent, to where I had to continue to be good, because I never wanted somebody to look at me and be like, man, you do all that and you not. No, never that.
Yeah.
And then I knew so many people in the area that I was cool with people from these other schools. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you had to put on.
I had to put on. They had girls at this school that liked me. I liked them. I'm like, I'm not about to go out here and let them see y'all shut me down.
Yeah, yeah.
That ain't happening, dog. Like,
Man, look,
That ain't
I remember when you used to come in the Southland Mall with your Assumption Letterman jacket on. And I used to be, and everybody'd be like, man, that's Brandon
there
Jingles.
was nothing they could say because they couldn't do shit. They couldn't do shit with me.
Yeah, nah.
You know, that's why I wanted to make sure I always do it. But I was cool with people. I wouldn't know like, I wouldn't not like this. Like I knew my ability. I was confident in my ability. But when I see people, you know what I'm saying, in the mall, like, man, what's up, bro? Like, nice to meet you, bro. Yeah, you a dog. You know, you a beast too. You know, blah blah blah, like that. You know, that's just what I was.
Right.
You know.
When
It was cool, man.
like I got to put on.
Yeah, I ain't never wanted somebody to walk up to me and be like, shh. Especially the people I was cool with, like Broderick, like I'm like, bro, I'm not about to sit up here and let you tell me y'all shut me down.
Right.
Right. I'm gonna give you that.
Now we did give you your toughest game, one of your toughest game. Now HL gave you one of your toughest games.
It was low, but I still had a lot of yards. But I don't know what it was. I don't know how the game went the way it went, but it went. But HL, man, that I still don't understand now.
It was an emotional game too, because remember Pat transferred from HL or something. It was an emotional game. He got knocked out that game.
He did.
He got knocked out that game. He got knocked out that game. That was an emotional game. Yeah.
He wanted to get back in, see why they trying to get me to transfer to HL. Pat like, bruh, I think my mama better move up that way, all that. I said, what?
Because the grade point average was different. So he was a really good player for HL. He loved HL because our grade point average was, I think we moved it to like a 1.7. But in the Assumption Parish, you only had to have a 1.5 to be eligible.
Something like that.
So they moved to Assumption Parish so he could be eligible to play football. And what he had, like 17 sacks or something like that?
That man was a killer.
Oh, my God. Going crazy.
Kill that man.
And signed to Jackson State.
And yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun time, man. Like, for the life of me now, I think about this every day right now to still know that Broderick, like, had, like, man, 6'5".
Should have played in the NFL.
Wide receiver, fast, run good routes. Like, not no small, skinny, like it looked like he was floated when he ran. Like, and he was
Hoop dreams.
Yeah. And I wish he could have kind of stayed. And he came to Coffeyville.
He told me he came with it for a little while. Yeah.
A little bit, but just couldn't do it the away from home thing.
Right.
I saw him not too long ago, man. I'm at Alabama.
Yeah, he told me so. You're in the parking lot.
Man, my trunk keep popping up, and I got this Escalade behind me, and I'm got my son. We in Alabama now. I don't know nobody around here. Trunk popping up. I'm like, man, why did that trunk keep popping up like that? Press the button and close. Get back in the car. I'm like, man, get back in your car. I'm like, what we doing? And he jumped out. I said, oh, Slim, what up, man? Get out. We hug. I'm like, boy, it's good to see you. Like, he live in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I saw him out there, man.
Yeah.
It was good, man. Like, it's always good seeing, like, boys, man. Like, because I used to come to Great, and I used to go to Great and hang out, like,
I know.
all the time. We down Linden and just chilling.
Yep.
Like, me, like, because it was cool.
It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just go ahead.
Right.
I'll go play against y'all in football, you know, and hey, I'm going to see if my cousin can bring me to your house tomorrow morning, man, and I'm just going to stay there till Sunday. That's cool. You ask your mama? Yeah, you straight. Basketball games, we was up there and play. I go game. It was all love.
It was all love.
Yeah,
Tri-Paris, stand up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man. Trying to tell you, man.
It was definitely a good place to be a part of. Like, people was trying to recruit me to come to Curtis and Broadmoor at the time, St. Thomas More. Like, I guess the people who really at the private schools really didn't know who I was, wanted me to play there.
Mm-hmm.
But the way my demeanor and my attitude was, I put out how I interact, like, with people, like, on the field. So the schools that did know me didn't want me, like E.D. White and Vanderbilt. They were like, no.
You stayed true. You stayed true.
So, you know, I stayed with my boys, man. Like, I grew up with these boys, so I'm going to stay out here and play. If it wouldn't be for them, I wouldn't be playing. I'd just really be, you know.
Right.
But it was cool, man. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, yeah, all day.
Sure.
All day, man. All day.
Y'all already know what it is, man. Get subscribed, get locked in. FanView Podcast. Listen, if you're on YouTube, it's FanView Podcast. If you're on TikTok, FanView Podcast. If you're on Facebook, FanView Podcast. IG, FanView Podcast. If you're on X still, it's FanView NOLA. And don't forget to follow G Sports. Man, I can't help y'all if y'all need to rock.
You know it.
But if you got your social media, get liked, get subscribed, watch, comment, tell a friend, share a friend, with a friend. Y'all already know what it is.
Can't stop.
Can't stop. Won't stop. Y'all already know what it is.
Then don't stop.
Y'all already know what it is, and we out.
Step Construction is here for you with a brand new offer. We now provide affordable storage sheds. Stop wasting your money on overpriced storage units and portable containers. Step Construction can provide you with a custom shed that will fit your budget and storage needs. So contact Step Construction today at 504-340-5809 for your own personal quote. Let us help you take the next step at Step Construction.
It's DatBoyFred, host of FanView Podcast. Tune into the NOTN app, weekdays, 3:30 for the FanView Podcast. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com to watch more episodes of FanView Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch.